Hey, good morning, everybody. Let's get ready to rock and roll here a little bit today. So thank you very much for joining us. Trying to see if we can, I may have some technical difficulties on the camera. We're trying to figure that out a little bit right now. So this is today is Technology and Marketing Secrets. It is also part of our relaunch series. We're going to be going over all things tech marketing wise today. This is a 3-hour CE class. We'll need to be on for the full 3 hours. For the folks on Zoom, your cameras and your mics are turned off. You just need to go ahead and go into the chat, put in your name and license number in the beginning, in the middle, at the end. That's how you kind of verify that you're here with us on there. If you have any kind of questions, please put those into the Q&A. And then we're going to go ahead and start rolling here through this. So, my name is Alan Richardson. I'm the managing broker here. I'm also a little geeky. Like that's my thing. And so you don't have to be geeky. No. All these technology things, this is not wrapped up around needing to like you don't have to be super geeky to be able to use technology. Like most of this stuff is made by people my age. Kind of thing, and made for people my age to use. So there's nothing to be intimidated about it. So today we're going to start off and go through social media. We're going to go through a lot of different aspects of social media. Then we're going to go through a bunch of different apps. And so this is a class where I'm going to encourage you to have your phone out. Go ahead and download the apps that make sense for your business and put those together. And then lastly, we're going to jump into industry tech, because there is a lot of tech that's part of our, like it's built into a lot of our MLSs and things like that. And we sometimes miss out on some of the opportunities we have with things that we already paid for. So, this is where we currently stand right now. Now, 84% of social media folks use social media. However, only 55% say that they're comfortable with social media. Is that good or bad? Well, I mean, right, like it could be bad. It depends on if if you're wanting to get into this space, is this a good place to be though? Like you want to eliminate half the competition, engage with social media, I guess is what I'm saying. All the time like only half the folks are comfortable using social media. So this is a pretty good platform for us to look at. Now, in that, who's the big dog that we're talking about? So now what is social media more popular than now?
MySpace. More popular than now.
Yeah, but keep going. What do you think social media is more popular than? TV commercial. Yeah. How about porn? Social media is now more popular than porn. Look, I take this as like a positive, okay? That we would rather engage with each other socially than look at nudie pictures. So this is a good thing. This is not a bad thing. We gotta take this the right way. So let's look at Facebook, because there's a lot of things happening in the Facebook space. And so, first of all, there is about 3 billion monthly active users. By the way, that's up 16%. Wow. 1.15 billion mobile daily users. Half your Facebook users are only on mobile. Why does that matter to us?
They have it with them all the time.
Well, that's true. But like, if you're posting off a desktop, does it look the same on mobile? No, it doesn't. But change your views. Make sure that you look at how your posts are actually going to show up on mobile. The largest audience group on Facebook is 25 to 34. What? Does anybody else find that stat surprising? I mean, like the general consensus is Facebook is for old people like me. It's not for like the young folks are not on Facebook. Well, guess what? That's our largest demographic is millennials on there. 67%, 2/3 of monthly users are active every single day. Facebook stories have 500 million active daily users across all of Meta kind of thing. There's 1 billion stories a day. All the men, women, we're going to look at the biggest traffic used kind of thing. Now, the average time spent on Facebook is 35 minutes, but the average user checks Facebook 8 times a day. Why is that an interesting stat for us to be thinking about?
Tells you when you need to post.
Well, but like, can you post once and be very effective on Facebook? Now, this is the platform where when we go to the can, we're checking Facebook, like, you know, we're checking it multiple times a day kind of thing. And so if you're only posting once, are you missing out? Yeah, you really are. Video is really, really big on here. Video accounts for 11% of Facebook's algorithm. And so when you do video, Facebook will reward you with more exposure. Because see, the Facebook algorithm is like when you post something, do you think all your friends see it? No, who gets to decide what your friends see?
The people that stand.
Facebook does, then their algorithm does, right? And so if you're posting more of what Facebook wants, then that message is going to get out to more people. And so video is a big piece of that. So if you want to be able to jump to the front of the queue, do more video is really kind of the one thing's on there. 85% of our videos are done with the sound off. So you have to have captioning turned on for all your videos. Yes or yes? Yes, exactly. Your post has about a 4-hour lifespan. So when you take that into account, that the average user checks it 8 times a day and they're on it for 35 minutes a day, average post only lasts 4 hours a day. How often do you need to be posting?
34 hours.
Yeah. Well, if you're trying to be more effective on there, for real. So 93 million businesses are on there. 70% of users view local pages every single week, local business pages on there. And so this is becoming more and more mobile friendly. We got to be very, very conscious of that. Now, this is Facebook's heat map, meaning this is when folks are on Facebook the most. But please understand, with like 1 billion people on it every day, is there ever a time when Facebook is dead? So I'm not trying to but if you are trying to get your greatest exposure, when do you want to post? And then take into account that you got about 4-hour lifespan. When should you be posting most days? Around noon. Yeah, between 12 and 1 is when you need to be posting most of your most important posts. Now, I don't mean don't post on, on off times, that kind of stuff. You can, but if you want your post to get its most exposure, post sometime around noon. To get the most out of Facebook. Now, Thursday is actually the highest single traffic day on Facebook, followed by Friday and Sunday. Thoughts? Now, again, we think Facebook is really good for older folks, and it is. I'm not saying it isn't, but Facebook is really good about high income earners, but it's like, if you look at its marketing profile, the biggest marketing profile they have is for millennials, which is very surprising. I did not expect it to be millennials was the biggest one in there. So now, when you're looking at your Facebook business page versus a personal page, do you need to have a business page? Yes. And do you need to have a personal page? So your business page really is a must. It's where you're going to start all your business posts from. Anything that has an address, right? Because your business page needs to have all of your brokerage information. Most of us are not putting our brokerage information on our personal pages. So your broker's information, we have to make sure that we're keeping Greg happy. So if it has an address, it needs to make sure that your broker's information is 1 click away. You can do places, scheduling. You can also, run your Facebook ads through there, that kind of stuff. Probably the biggest negative I would say on a business page is that you can't engage nearly to the same level and be as personal with folks as you will be on your personal page. There is still a pretty clear delineation between the two. It is blurring, the lines are blurring a little bit more, but that's where your Facebook personal page really is coming into play. You've got to have it. You can't get a business page without a personal page. Like you're going to be listed as the owner of that personal page kind of thing. However, you are limited to 5,000 friends, and not that that's not a lot. That's a lot of people. I totally get that. But this is a place where you're going to build a lot more engagement, where a lot more personal relationships, those kind of things. But you don't want to overdo it with business, right? Facebook can turn you off. And if you get all your business from your Facebook personal page and Facebook turns you off, not like you're going to be like, yo, Zuck, turn me back on. Like trying to get a human at Facebook is nearly impossible. And they don't really care. They're, with 1 billion people on there, I mean, like you both literally are just a number at that point. So, now, what are you posting on your business page? Well, on your business page, first of all, you gotta set it up. Set it up, you want it to be as complete as possible. Location, all about you. Why do you think it's important that your bio is so important on your Facebook business page?
The first thing is,
Well, when someone Googles you, what comes up? Your Facebook business page may come up, and that's a good place to be, because are your clients going to check you out before they engage with you if they don't know you? Absolutely. So you want to make sure that that shows up. You can also have a call to action button that you put on your Facebook business page, like call me, text me, here's my IM, that kind of stuff. You want to share useful business content on here. This is not just a place for listings, but you can share listings on here for sure. Definitely do your video and photos on here, share your client successes, but this is the place to go and be all business on here. So, ask your friends to like your business page, try and schedule your post ahead of time. That really does help out a lot, but this is a place for all real estate marketing. If it has an address, it needs to come from your business page. Now you can share that on your personal page as well, but like you need to make sure that this is where anything that has an address, that the broker's information has to be one click away is kind of the unwritten rule that Greg really kind of goes with, right? It has to be easy to access the broker on there. So you can pin up particular post up to the top on there, and this is also where you're going to go in if you want to be able to utilize Facebook ads. It's going to be tied into your Facebook ads account. Now on your personal page, this is where you're building engagement, right? This is where it's not nearly as much about selling. If you know those folks out there that try and sell all on their personal page, what do you do to those people? Yeah, you turn them off for 30 days, and if they're still annoying, you turn them off for the rest of the time, right? That's normally kind of what happens. Facebook Live video on Facebook is really, really big. I talked about it before, but like when you go Facebook Live, when you're gonna, what happens when you go live? What does it tell all of your friends who are on? Hey, Alan's going live right now. So immediately you get a bump. And then as soon as you're done with it, you can decide if it's going to go into your stories, your news feed, but now that's going to be a much more prominent, it's going to get much more engagement by doing that. And so whether you're doing, open houses or tours or just a day in the life, that kind of stuff, Facebook video is really, really strong. Do highlight your company, but again, don't overdo it on there. You can create custom lists on your personal page. Custom lists, you can upload your clients. Or folks from your database, that kind of stuff, and start engaging with them on social media. Can you form relationships on social media? Yeah, that's one thing. It took me a while to kind of realize. I was always like, you got to meet face to face, that kind of stuff. You can really get to know some folks especially over video and that kind of stuff. Do participate in groups and those kind of things. Anything that's going to keep you out there. You want to make sure that you are prominent about, like you're in real estate, that kind of stuff, but it shouldn't be the only thing you're doing on your personal page. But don't rant, don't be negative, avoid politics and religion at all costs, especially this year, right? It's very important. Go ahead.
Hey, quick question. So, are we allowed to, we have a listing, are we allowed to post it to our personal, or do we need to post it to our business and then share? Yeah. You really know, it depends on the source of the property. And what I mean by that is, if you're sharing something out that you can share out that's covered under the IDX reciprocity agreements. So I can share things that come from my database because it's coming through the MLS. And when they click on that, it's going to go to that MLS page, and it's going to be covered by the MLS reciprocity. If I go take a picture of your listing and put it on my Facebook page, I can't do that. Yeah. So don't use bad grammar. Grammar Nazis are out there, that kind of stuff. Don't ignore comments and likes. That's a really big deal. To be able to engage, comment, like on there is super, super important. One thing I really like to do is what's called the 10-10-10 method, especially with Facebook, because as real estate folks, we can get trapped into living in
social media purgatory kind of thing. Like you get on there and 3 hours later, like your eyes glaze over, you're just watching video after video of cats with weird hats on, that kind of stuff, but you're just not doing anything. And so what happens with the 10-10-10 method is like your first 10, it has a clock on it. And so that first 10 is content. So for 10 minutes, you're gonna create content. You're gonna make those inspirational posts. You're gonna record a video, those kind of things. But you're gonna create content for 10 minutes. And then for the next 10 minutes, you're gonna go down your news feed. You're gonna go down the news feeds and you're gonna heart, you're gonna like, you're gonna comment on everybody else's post. And why do you think it's so important to do that? Because you make them high. We've done studies and tests, and when people see that their posts are being liked and comments are on there, it gives them just a little shot of dopamine. Like you really are making these folks high when you do that, and so they really pay attention to those kind of things. What was your question?
The second one says 10 comments and 10 shares.
Oh, no, I just got for 10 minutes. I'm going down.
10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes content, 10 minutes going down news feeds. Then see the other arrow? I'm gonna go 10 minutes across. I'm gonna go across stories, and I'm gonna open up Instagram too, and I'm gonna go do the same thing on Instagram stories. Like, comment, just all I'm doing is feeding everybody else's addiction at this point. And then what do I do after 30 minutes?
Cut it off.
Go sell a house, your realtors. That's what we need to go do then. All right. Any questions about Facebook? And online, my online folks, if you guys have any questions, please put it in chat. I'll try and address it out of chat. I'm sorry, not chat, into the Q&A section. If you put questions in the chat moves too fast and my little brain can't keep up. Yes, ma'am.
Do you think 10 minutes is enough to make good content, or what if it takes longer?
Well, it can, but it's one of those that, like, if you're getting into it every single day, it really, you'll find that you can create content really pretty quickly. When you first start doing a lot of content, like if you're doing a 30-minute video, that's not going to work, right? But if you're doing shorts and vertical video and quick things like that, you can definitely do a lot of that. It's about trying to be like consistent with it every day. I would rather that you spent 10 minutes creating content every day than spent an hour and a half one day and then didn't do anything for the rest of the week. You'll get better exposure just by constantly reaching out and engaging.
I know you said earlier about doing it like making content every 4 hours.
Uh-huh.
Do you feel like doing this 10-10-10 method every 4 hours would be more efficient?
I think, I don't have a problem with it. The hard part is and we're going to look at some other platforms here. And what I'm going to encourage you is to figure out what platforms are going to make sense. And then also look at what are you going to, what can pull double duty on different platforms with the same content. You're going to find that I don't just do content for Facebook. That content may also work on Instagram. It may also work on LinkedIn. It may also work on YouTube, that kind of stuff. Yes, ma'am.
How does this fit in with scheduling? Would you recommend to schedule your posts?
Well, I'm going to share some software options that you have that helps where you can schedule these things ahead of time.
So do you recommend doing the 10 minutes and scheduling, like post on the fly and scheduling? Or
Yeah.
just for 10 minutes?
Well, normally you can go and create content, but like when you're doing it every day, it's much easier to maintain and to kind of keep that rolling. So I'll show you. All right. Let's see. And let's jump into LinkedIn. Now, I like LinkedIn. I like LinkedIn a lot. This is a place for business, though. This is where we go to do business. And that's why this is very, very effective for it. So LinkedIn, it's the largest social platform for business professionals. 675 million LinkedIn users. So basically a third of all the US adults out there. Half are active monthly. This is not one where it's nearly as active every single day. Only about 57% are mobile users on here. This is one where there's a lot of folks on both business as well. I mean, on both PCs as well as on mobile on there. Images do really, really good on here. Not a lot of people use as many images as you think. And so posts with images get double the views. Live streaming on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn wants more live streaming, it will 7x your content. And so if you can go live on on LinkedIn, you'll get way more exposure than you really thought about, kind of thing. Folks who post every single week really up their engagement. And I'm gonna share that with you here. So like the average user only spends 17 minutes on LinkedIn, so it's not nearly as long as some of the other platforms. But I'm gonna skip down here to the really important one. There's 3 million LinkedIn users that share content on a weekly basis. 0.5%. Why do you think that's a very important stat for us to know?
Means we need to use it.
Well, like 3 million out of 675 million people post weekly content. Who posts on Facebook? Everybody, right? How about, like everybody posts. On LinkedIn, only 0.5% of people post on a weekly basis. So I'll grant you, it's a smaller pond, but it's not a small pond. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not the Facebook pond, but this is no little pond, right? And you only have so many people in here throwing out lines. And so how hard can it be to get recognized when you're one of the billion people posting every day, or when you're one of the 0.5% of people that are posting every day? You can get a lot more exposure on LinkedIn from that. In addition, professional content, business content gets 15 times the content impressions. So like, this is not the place for listings, but if you're posting like a day in the life, what to do, how to select the right realtor, those kind of things can be really, really good. So Microsoft owns them. They're not going anywhere soon. Now, what do you notice about the heat map for LinkedIn? Well, I mean, like, it starts at 6 a.m. on one day. Right? Sorry, I know a lot of realtors don't get up to the crack of noon. But this is one where this is now remember, your content's going to live a lot longer on here. But this is not one where like everyone jumps like you don't see that same delineation like between 12 and so you don't have a 4-hour window on this. This is a much more people get on, spend longer on there. But they don't bounce in and out of LinkedIn. It's the exact same kind of thing. So you just see that, still that 10 to 12 range is still a pretty good time frame in there. How about the weekends? Waste of time. Yeah. I don't mean it's a waste. I'm just saying not many people are definitely on there on the weekends kind of thing. So on your when you go in, do your profile. Okay, and it starts by, first of all, make sure you have a good headshot in there. You want an attention-grabbing headline. Please don't do real estate, right? Because nobody knows what real estate is. Like, speak out, tell the world, this is who I help, this is what I do. I work with buyers or with sellers, whoever your target clients are, speak to that. Complete all of your experience. For most realtors, it's their 3rd or 4th career. And so, but LinkedIn is all about networking, right? And so if I worked for Coca-Cola, even in my, let's say I worked for Coca-Cola when I was 18 years old, and when I post things, are people at Coke going to see that? Yes, they will, because we have a connection because we both worked at Coke. And if I work for Darden Restaurants, or I did this, all that kind of stuff, now I'm going to be exposed to those people in those same industries. So complete all of your experiences in there. Once you get enough connections, you're going to be able to get your own URL. When it comes to writing your bio, please don't do a creepy 3rd-person bio. Everyone knows that you wrote it. Don't be like, Alan is a great guy. You should really get to know. You should do business with Alan. Like we know you're writing it. So just speak. Like I did this, that kind of thing. It's a much easier way to be, kind of thing. And then please put your contact information if you're going to use LinkedIn. Right? No one likes spam. I get that, but why are you using LinkedIn? Are you using it to build relationships? And so you want to make it hard on them to reach out to you? Like if you're gonna put your contact information, if that's what you're gonna be using LinkedIn for, it makes a lot of sense. Everyone with me? So on here, customize your message when you're asking for people, when inviting people in, that kind of stuff. Invite everybody that you know. The way that you get recommendations on LinkedIn is to give recommendations. This is a give to get platform. If you go out and you ask for things, people are like, who do you think you are? So it's much easier but the more that you give, the more that you'll get out there. So you want to create business content that you can share. Now, we just talked about Facebook business posts. Would most of your Facebook business posts also double as a good LinkedIn post? Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. This is the place to be all business though, right? This is not emojis and sunshines and rainbows and that kind of stuff. Like this is a place where you strut your stuff. You talk about how amazing you are and how everybody else should be blessed to work with you. This is the place to brag about yourself. So if you want to grow, don't take more than you can give. This is not the place for listings. Nobody on here wants to see your listings. They will flame you if you put listings in here, kind of thing. Don't spam. Don't be a jerk. You need about 10 minutes a day working in LinkedIn if you want to be very, very effective. It should be part of your daily routine.
Do you recommend connecting with people who just reach out to you that you don't really know?
I don't see any relationship as being bad. So I talk to everybody. If you really want to be effective with LinkedIn, go meet your connections. That's you know, like a lot of times we think social media, but like we don't sell any homes, we don't build any relationships without having some sort of contact. So, you know, call the folks, go meet the folks. This is the place for business to business referrals in most cases. And so it can be very, very good. So don't be afraid to actually go meet these folks. Yep.
A little off topic, but still LinkedIn. I had already actually had a profile, but I've logged out and I can't get back into it. But it was with my my last brokerage, and I've been kind of like worrisome to like start a new one because obviously I don't want to have two out there with two different brokerages. How should I go about fixing that? I guess
I would hit them up and say, listen, I got locked out or knocked out, or you know, this is my page. See, I mean, you're gonna have to fight to get your account back, basically. Okay.
Question in the chat is, how do you get your own URL?
You need to have, I think you have to have 20 people like your page. Okay. On there. All right. Twitter. Twitter's still a prominent force out there, but I'm going to be honest with you. I have a problem with Twitter in that most folks use Twitter for entertainment. I don't know a whole lot of real estate folks that jump into Twitter really, really hard. And like no one I know only uses Twitter. Some folks are going to use X as a supplement to their other social platforms, but I don't really know many people that are going to do it. If you're going to use Twitter, it's because you're trying to reach millennials. So, you know, Elon Musk bought it, had a lot of drama in there kind of thing. It's got about 436 monthly active users. Almost 2/3 are males though, which I found to be rather interesting. This is a male dominated platform kind of thing. The average user follows 400 accounts. So you need to follow a lot of accounts if you're going to be effective on Twitter. Yes, absolutely. Millennials are our largest group. It's the most important social platform when it comes to news and current events on there. Daily usage is about 6 minutes a day on there. And video is a big piece if you're trying to do it. On here, make sure you do have a LinkedIn profile because it's hard to be local with Twitter on a lot of things on there. You can't sell much on here. If you do all personal promotion, people will just unfollow you in a flat second. So people are here to be entertained and educated, that kind of stuff. So you got to know your market, you got to retweet, you got to remention. But the big trick here is like, if you want a lot of people to follow you, follow them. The more people that you follow, the more people will turn around and follow you back. Don't send direct messaging. It doesn't do very good. You have to learn how to say more with less, right? You got 280 characters, that's the right count. And you've got to be able to say more with less on there. You have to post a lot, however, between 15 and 50 times a day. My problem is that starts to feel a lot like a freaking job at that point. But you can share content from other sites and that kind of stuff. Use images whenever you can. Hashtags is a big thing on Twitter, like see what's trending. If you have something to add to the current trending hashtags and topics, do that, but just don't like take a trending hashtag and then share a link to a listing. That doesn't do good, that kind of stuff. Avoid being a jerk on here. We see a lot of celebrities and presidents and things like that that get on here, and we see people with Twitter beefs all the time. Like if you're here to do real estate, then stick to doing real estate kind of thing. Best time to post, interestingly, when? Mornings, right? I figured everybody'd still be in bed. Y'all remember Patton Oswalt?
Yes.
Comedian. He got into a Twitter fight with a real estate agent out of Illinois. And they were going back and forth, and Patton wasn't really doing anything overtly mean or anything, but he's a professional comedian. Trying to spar with a professional comedian probably isn't a good move for most people. And so the real estate agent turned around and said really horrible, nasty things about Patton's wife,
Oh, Lord.
who had just died of cancer. Yes, everyone wanted this guy fired. Everyone hated this man, right? And so we're heading into, I mean, what year are we in? And what's 2024? An election year. And so please, like every year, every election year, I have agents that lose clients because they went and got political. And I know that we're all passionate. And as a business owner, can you be political if you choose to? Absolutely. But you have to realize that whether you like it or not, half our country leans liberal or Democrat, and the other half leans conservative or Republican. And so, like, you do a video with a MAGA 2024 hat on, you're gonna piss off half the folks. And if you do a video with a Biden, and I'm Biden's guy kind of thing, you're gonna piss off half the folks. So like if you're using social media to grow your business, why would you shoot yourself in the foot? That's my only point. So I know plenty of real estate folks that choose to go the political route, but then like you're really limiting yourself to like half the population at that point. All right, TikTok. TikTok has had massive growth up until about last year. It really leveled off heavily last year, kind of thing. And it is still the top destination for short form, but right now YouTube Shorts is really growing with it. So it's been the most downloaded app for the last 3 years. 1.5 billion monthly active users. It's going to reach 2 million by the end of this year. The average TikTok user opens it 19 times a day, which I find ridiculous, kind of thing. Like I don't do anything 19 times a day. The younger the user, the more time they spend. Youngest users spend almost an hour and a half a day on it, kind of thing. It's about half and half on there as far as male to female. 15% of TikTok users can't tell an ad from a post, which I find kind of funny. However, that being said, they're incredibly loyal. They're 2.5 more likely to tag a brand, kind of thing. 2 out of 3 users are likely to buy something while they're on TikTok, and 50% bought something after going and watching a TikTok live. So they're twice as likely to recommend something that they saw on the platform. So that's the thing, is that these users are younger. They're I mean, this is our even younger than millennials on here by and large. So if you're trying to reach that audience, it can be useful, kind of thing. If you really want to hook somebody, like anything that has an emotional message, puppy dogs and those kind of things, just do really, really good on there. What's interesting about TikTok is its algorithm is different. And what I mean by that is, let's say that you're posting video content or content based on real estate. And what happens when a user on TikTok starts looking at real estate related videos? What does TikTok send them? Real estate related videos. So what I'm saying is, on TikTok, a good plan is stick with your plan, right? Because if somebody starts watching real estate videos, TikTok's going to send them real estate videos. But if you're going on and you're doing just a little bit of everything everywhere kind of thing, you won't find it to be as effective as it could be. So if you're gonna do real estate content, stick with real estate content. If you're gonna be talking about investing or whatever it may be on there. So download the TikTok app on your phone, sign up your account, choose a username that states really who you are and what you do, that kind of stuff. Your bio needs a good picture, the area that you service, because again, you want to be local in here. Talk about you and what you do, link all your other social media accounts. And if you're going to grow it out here, you got to create content, but it's quick content, 15 seconds to 3 minutes. Really 40 seconds is the optimum video time on TikTok. So we're not talking, so see, you got enough time to do that in 10 minutes, right? So follow and participate in trends. Trends is a really big thing on here. Like whenever something's trending, everybody jumps on the bandwagon. So if you can be part of that, that's a really good thing. You need to be consistent in how you post on there. Again, hashtags, like with a lot of the other social platforms, really do matter. You can partner with other people, other content creators, even other realtors kind of thing. We see a lot of partnerships on there. Make sure you have closed caption turned on for there. And then this is another one where it's really good. Like if I'm doing a video on TikTok, can I use that same video on Facebook?
Yep.
Can I use it on Instagram?
Yeah.
Should it be on YouTube Shorts?
Mhm.
Yeah. So like there's a lot of places that you can pull that up. So, when it comes to like content, real estate tips, tricks, property tours, anything about getting your house ready to sell, do's and don'ts. If you are funny, use that. If you're not, then be educational. Like some of y'all ain't funny. So not being mean, just like straight up, like that's okay. Not everybody has to be funny. You can definitely market lifestyle on here really good. But this is a place to show a lot of your personality. This is not the place to be, humdrum, that kind of thing. So this is our heat map on TikTok, and you'll notice it's much later in the day.
When the millennials get up.
Well,
Yeah, stop it.
when they get, no, you were exactly right, because like 13 to 25 is like a really popular one. So when school lets out, you'll see that's why there's a big bump there, kind of thing, that comes from that. So it is some of our youngest potential clients that are dealing in here. All right, YouTube is the second largest search engine. That's one thing a lot of people miss out about YouTube here. So YouTube has 2 billion monthly active users. Basically 2/3 of all Americans access YouTube every day. That's a lot, right? Visitors on average spend 42 minutes a day on YouTube. So they're spending more time on YouTube than they are on Facebook right now. It used to be the other way around. YouTube's increase has really increased on there. There's a bazillion hours on there. Only about 40% of YouTube users are mobile. So this is still a heavily used desktop on there. YouTube Shorts has exploded. Like 15 billion daily views on YouTube Shorts. That used to be the place for TikTok and that kind of stuff. The growth in Shorts has been somewhere in the 800% range. So it's really growing. So if you're posting on TikTok, I would recommend that you're posting on YouTube, because the demographics are better for real estate on YouTube on there. 1/3 of all internet users have watched one how-to video this week. And what kind of content do you think goes really good for realtors on YouTube? How to buy a house, how to sell a house, how to do real estate, but it fits in really good. Now, the other advantage is it's owned by Google. Is that a benefit for us?
Yeah, Google page.
Yeah. Well, and I'll talk a little bit more about that, but especially right now, 73% of homeowners say they're more likely to list with a realtor offering the video. However, only 12% of realtors offer video. So what do you think we should do?
Do more video.
Do more video. You want more listings? Do more video, right? Right, like our 75% of sellers, 3 out of 4 sellers want you to do video. Only a little bit more than 10% of realtors are actually doing it. take advantage of that. The other great thing here is that video especially video for a lot of folks, video represents ZMOT, zero moment of truth. That's the point when the straw breaks the camel's back. That's when somebody decides, okay, we're gonna purchase. Okay, I'm gonna use this person. That's why it's really, really important. And when it comes to video, YouTube's just the king of it. There's other platforms out there, but YouTube is really, it's the boss when it comes to that. So you're gonna do YouTube, all you need is a Gmail account. Go out there and then, set up your YouTube site, sign in with your Gmail on there. You can get free channel artwork everywhere, that kind of stuff. Then you want to share that channel everywhere with everyone you can. Organize your content into different types of playlists. And then you want to create. You need to create video content on a weekly basis. I'm not talking about listings. I'm talking about content. All right. Nobody's like, man, I'm going to go check out that video. That your YouTube channel because you have great listings. Says nobody. They're there to watch you, listen to you, see your thoughts, that kind of stuff. So remember, people like to be entertained and informed. What suits you? Those are really the most popular ones out there. Now up here, Alan has one chin. So videos from up high. I'm serious, like down here, it looks like Blair Witch Project. You can see the folks doing video the first time. They're like up high works, right? Talk to the camera the way you would a friend. It's just about having a conversation on there. Make sure that you use smart titles and fill out all like when you post a video, use really smart titles, but those titles need to be full of keywords. And you want to put in the video description, like we will completely narrate our entire video into our video description. You know why we do that? Well, because Google picks up all that description as keywords and content. So when someone's out there searching on Google, my video has a better chance of showing up on there. So you got to be consistent with it. You grow your YouTube subscriber list by subscribing to other people's YouTubes. So again, it's a give to get kind of thing. The more people, more videos that you comment on, the more they're going to come and comment on yours. Again, make sure you use smart tags and words on there. Don't ignore comments, but don't take negative comments real bad. Sometimes your comment, like all it takes is a Gmail account, and so you will get negative comments on your YouTube channel with just like you're fat, you're ugly, you're stupid, that kind of stuff. Like blow those off. But for like all your legit comments, seriously, hey, thanks so much for your comments, that kind of stuff. Yep.
I've never done a YouTube video, but I was kind of curious. I know you said shorts are blowing up. Is there a difference between making a short and then making a video on YouTube, or is it just like all this?
Well, most of your YouTube videos done in landscape, and most of your shorts are done in portrait. So, but you're going to see either way. Most folks are using their cell phone kind of thing. So this is the best time to post on YouTube. I don't actually have a heat map for that one, but what do you notice? Afternoon.
Afternoon.
Yeah. Now weekends, anytime. But 3 to 6 is going to be your best time. Weekdays, mornings, on weekends is going to be your best time. This is what Google owns. Right? Now, if you'd like to show up good on Google searches, then give Google content. And when you make YouTube content, they will reward you when it comes to searching and those kind of things. It can be a very good way to tie in. So make sure that your YouTube channel ties in with your Google My Business channel, as well as where because it's a really good source of business, of leads. And so the more things that you're doing on Google, the more Google's going to reward you with. And that's why, and it ties in directly to my next one, which is GMB. Who has a Google My Business account? 2, 3, yeah. This is one that you absolutely positively need to go get. It's free leads if you're doing it right, kind of thing. 46% of the 5 billion searches on Google are from people looking for local businesses. Google wants hyper local. It's a really big deal. Google My Business has been really, really blowing up kind of thing. 90% of people read reviews before they go to them. I mean, before they buy on something. If you're gonna buy something expensive on Amazon, what are you doing first?
Look at the reviews.
I'm checking it out, right? So, and so like, I do recommend that you keep your reviews on your Google My Business page kind of thing. 71% of consumers said they're more likely to use a business that has a positive Google My Business reviews on here. 56% of actions on Google My Business listings are website views, which means they go to your Google My Business page, then they go to your website. That's that's a great transition right there for lead generation on here. 50% of companies are getting over 1,000 monthly views on their on Google searches from it. But the average business just across the board gets 59 actions on their Google My Business page. 59 people click on your business on your Google My Business page, 59 leads every month for free. So because Google My Business, no cost, right? So it's all about getting on the first page, right? 90% of the world population only clicks on the first page. And the reason I say that is once you get a Google My Business set up and people search, where do Google My Business listings show up at? Google. On the right side on the first page normally. Yeah. So 2/3 of consumers have used Google My Business to find contact information for local businesses. Great for us. Every month, searchers visit 1.5 billion locations. Right? If you want to show up on Google Maps, where do you have to go? What do you have to have? You have to have a Google My Business account, because your Google My Business account is what it requires to be able to show up on Google Maps. And this is also what's required if you want to do, if somebody is out and they just open up Google and said, a realtor near me. You've got to have a Google My Business account for that. So it enables you to show up in maps as well as local pack listings, near me searches, that kind of stuff. It's viewed very, very favorably out there. It also has it as a public area where people can learn more information about you on that. It's free and it provides free leads. So I don't see a big downside on using Google My Business at all. Matter of fact, I see nothing but upside on here. So when you go out there, create your Google My Business account and get it verified. Now, to get it verified, you have to do old fashioned. You got to put in your address, and then they're going to mail you a postcard with a verification code on it. Please use an office address that is where you want to operate. Like, I know that some brokerages only have one office in like Sandy Springs or herever or wherever kind of thing. And not there's anything wrong with that, but Google My Business is going to be tied, like Google wants to be hyper local. So if you are in McDonough, but you put down a location in Marietta, is that going to help you out? No. So you want to make sure that you're using an address. I do not recommend using your personal home address, right? Because it's still a creepy world out there. But use whatever local address you have that fits in there with it. Because you want to go in, you want to get it verified. Then you want to go in, you want to complete your profile on here. You want to add photos, events, highlight your services. You can schedule appointments in here with it. You can add your Calendly link. You can tag your website. They'll also track all the phone calls that comes in. If you really want to be effective with Google My Business, this is something that you treat like every other social platform, meaning you post regularly and regular content to this platform. Google is going to reward you because they're going to say, this is a realtor that's active. This is someone who's engaged. This is someone who's posting content. And when someone's looking for a realtor near me, who's Google going to direct them to? The one that's engaging on this platform. And so I know a lot of people have a Google My Business account, but they don't treat it like the other social platform. And that's one of the big keys that's missing is when you post on Facebook, where else should it go? Google My Business account, right? I mean, like, I'm not saying not to do others, but like, it's one of those where I see that a lot of people set up a Google My Business account and then just leave it. Like it's going to do anything. It's not a digital business card. Google's going to be monitoring. I mean, Google's a huge data company. They're monitoring what happens. And the more engaged you are with this platform, the more they're going to reward you with it. So post every day if you can. Anything that's a business post, put it on here as well. Anytime you take photos, photos are so important. A lot of people miss out on this, right? When you take a photo, make sure you leave your geo tags on, your geolocation tags on there. The reason being is Google's paying attention when I take a picture in McDonough and I post it to my my business page. Now Google's saying, oh, this is a business that's active in McDonough. And so they create this little digital heat map of the area where you take pictures in, because that's where you're doing business at. So taking those kind of uploading pictures, asking for reviews. This is the place where I recommend for you to keep your business reviews. I know a lot of people use Zillow and you can on here, but Google My Business, those reviews, because they're independent kind of thing, they are deemed as very, very trustworthy on here. You can also track all your interactions, keyword searches. You can answer questions, do Q&A on here. Like this is from one of our, we use Google My Business on the brokerage side, right? And so you can see like this is how many business profile interactions I've had, kind of thing. You can see 10,000 people viewed our business, the search terms that they're using. All this is very good content for you to have. And you can get all this. And again, what does this cost? Nada, right? It's $3.99. So I did not mean to spit at you. I'm so sorry. Okay, good. I didn't do anything.
He's kicking you and now he's spitting.
I know.
I'm sorry, Alan.
All right. Oh, I got a couple of questions here. Let's see what we got here. Okay, apparently we need to upload the new book into the it says some of the material is not right. All right, I'll get the new book put up there, so I apologize about that. It said the next one says, is it a good idea to post new listings on Google? You can. The problem with sometimes some of your Google stuff is it takes them a little while to actually process that information. It tends to be a little bit more evergreen. And so it may not, like, new listings don't tend to like it's going to probably get more traction after you've already under contract, kind of thing. I do find that business content does much better on Google My Business. So anything that you would be posting on your Facebook business page, that kind of stuff. All right, Instagram. I didn't put the 4. It's 14 years old.
Wow.
Want to feel old? Instagram is a teenager. How great is that? It does make you feel old, doesn't it? So, all right. But are they getting smaller? No. 4.25 billion total visits to Instagram every month, kind of thing. 500 million people use Instagram stories a day. 59% of Americans use Instagram daily. 2/3 of Americans are on Instagram every day. Can this be an effective platform for you, right? Interesting, more men on Instagram. I thought there would be more women on Instagram for real, but no. 70% of shoppers look to Instagram for the next purchase. Is that important for us?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Instagram users spend an average of 30 minutes a day, but they only go on there once or twice. So this is different from Facebook, even though Facebook owns them, right? On Facebook, 8 times a day. On here, once or twice a day. So, and our content lives longer on here as well. So, Reels has the highest reach of any social media platform. Reels is has the greatest reach of any social platform out there. 200 million business profiles are visited every day. 90% of users on Instagram follow a brand. Why is that important for us?
If they're following you.
What are we?
A brand.
We're a brand, right? And so Instagram, surprisingly, is the platform where it's easier to interact as a business. Like on Facebook, we have Facebook Business, we have Facebook Personal. On Instagram, you have one or the other. And a lot of people interact with brands. And so this is a great place for you to be a brand on here. Brands post on average 2.5 stories a week. Most active brands post 20 times a month or once a day, Monday through Friday kind of thing. 1/3 of all stories viewed are from businesses. 1/3. 33% of all stories viewed are from businesses. It is the top social platform for people to connect with brands. And so, I think Victoria is the top thing to do. But really, this is the place to go and not be personal. This is the place to go and be business. I know it sounds weird, but it really does work that way. The set up Instagram is one of those that lives mobile, right? So select a username that really reflects who you are. You can be business or personal. Use business. The analytics are much, much better. Turn on your Instagram geotagging, same reason before. Then you want to create original photos, contents, videos, stories, that kind of stuff. You want to post the stories and post the reels out there. You need to post every day. So it's not really that hard to do, because do you have to post multiple times a day on Instagram? No, your posts are going to live longer. People view it for longer when they're on there. Do you use filters? Everybody loves the Instagram filters. They're fun, that kind of stuff. So it's okay. You can show off your personal side on here. You can do some weird, goofy things and get by with it on here. Hashtags are really, really important. Use smart hashtags. Don't do like hashtag Alan's the greatest realtor of all time. No one's searching for that, right? Use hashtags that actually make sense on there. So you want to cross market, all your Instagram posts on other platforms, that kind of stuff. Do post at the right times, which we'll go over, kind of thing. Be consistent. If you can jump into trends, jump into trends. Whatever's trending, if you have something to add to that conversation, do it. It really, you can get new followers, that kind of stuff out of doing that. Use compelling calls to action. Drive traffic from other platforms. And again, can you go live on this platform? And will they reward you for going live? Yes. So whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram, all three have really great benefits for going live. So what can you post? Basic listing, branded layouts, artsy multi-photo posts, that kind of stuff. Out and about do really good. Company highlights, views and vistas. What are our text posts, ladies? Come on. Live, laugh, love. Come on, y'all know what I'm talking about. Under construction, Dusty Boost posts, video segments, promos, how-tos. How-tos is a great content. People want you to pull the covers back, pull the veil back, show what's really going on in the world of real estate. It's a great thing to have. Now here's your heat map. Now what do you notice? Starts a little early, runs a little bit later, right? Facebook was like 12 o'clock every day, just like 1 o'clock is when it was really hot. And I'm not saying it's not hot these times. What do you notice about weekends though? I thought Instagram would be busier on Sundays and that kind of stuff. Nah, they're all hungover. I don't know. So, but again, thinking about when you're going to post on here makes a lot of sense. Questions? All right. Nextdoor. Who's on Nextdoor? One. All right, y'all got to fix that.
I'm on Nextdoor,
Okay.
but as a local,
All right.
I'm just like a neighbor. I
Let's
didn't
fix
think
that.
we
How about we fix that? All right. So right now, there's 4 million messages posted every day on Nextdoor, right? But so Nextdoor was launched in 2011. Last year when I started talking about Nextdoor, there was 10 million users. Now there's 40 million users on here. Now, the thing is, it's active in 280,000 neighborhoods. Basically, 90% of all the neighborhoods in the United States are now on Nextdoor. Is that a great place for a realtor to be with a social platform located around a neighborhood? Yes or yes? Yes, absolutely. Now, the other great thing is 26% of all messages are recommendations and referrals. What do we live off of? Referral and recommendation. So is this a great place to be? Yeah. So it really is, not many people are on our Facebook friends in the neighborhood, that kind of stuff, but they will all engage on that Nextdoor page. Now your neighbor, like folks on Nextdoor, they're gonna do it to meet neighbors, post polls, sell stuff, look at stuff, get recommendations, that kind of stuff. But as business professionals, this is a great place to go and build relationships, share information, open houses, answer real estate questions. Really, the number one way to be effective on Nextdoor is to be nice. I know it sounds very simple and rudimentary, but like just being the pleasant realtor, answering questions, engaging with people, always being there. Being friendly goes a very, very long way. Mean people suck. And so when you're on there and you're very accommodating and helpful in so many different ways, it can be a really, really good place for us to be. Now, we don't want to just be in one neighborhood, because when you sign up, you're only going to be signing up in your neighborhood, right? So that's one of the tricks. But now you can expand that out by about 3 miles if you get your business, if you become a business on here. In order to become a business, you want to go first. You want to set up set up your regular Nextdoor account. Once that's the case, then go to nextdoor.com/create business. Log into your account, and then change over. You can change the email address, or you can just become a business. And then they'll go in and they'll try and pull up your business. So having a Google My Business account helps, because it will help them find that. And then you're going to have to go in and get verified, because you need 3 people to say that you're legit. They require 3 Nextdoor people to validate that you are who you are. In order to do that, you have to get 3 recommendations as part of your reputation. And you can post that into Facebook, you can text it out, you can share it out on Twitter, but you can go out and you can ask for those recommendations out there. Once you have 3, now you're a business. Now you are able to post within about a 3 to 4 mile radius around your home neighborhood, to be able, because they want to be, again, hyper local. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And what's that cost? Now you can run ads and do those kind of things on here, but really that's one of the big benefits there, is that it is designed to be really, really very, very locally based. So start off in your neighborhood and then expand out into the neighborhoods around you. It can be a very nice way to work. Questions? I guess I moved ahead anyway. Yep.
With all these resources for like good lead gen, is there some that you have narrowed down for yourself to focus on like daily?
Well, we'll talk about that. So I'm going to put a pin in that for me for just a second. So, Facebook Messenger. I know this is not a standalone social platform by and of itself. However, when we first started looking at it, there was about 2 billion messages sent between people and business. Then there was 88 billion. Now there's 20 billion messages sent between people and businesses a month. So this is a platform that continues to grow even more out there. And so like a third of the planet's using Facebook Messenger. And so Facebook Messenger has a 80% open rate and a 20% click-through rate. And the reason, and let me explain what those means. That means that if I send out 10 messages, 8 of them are going to be open, right? And 2, if I send a link, 2 of that 10 are going to click that one. Most things, you're not going to see many platforms where you're going to get 20% of the things you send out get clicked on, and 80% of them get opened. So it's a very good platform on here. The trick with using this, however, is you have to turn on messaging for your business page. Now, when you turn on messaging for pay very close attention here. When you turn on messaging for your business page, you need to adjust your hours of operation. Now, for a lot of realtors, what's their business page hours of operation say?
24 hours.
24 hours, right? And so someone sends you a message at 2 a.m. and you check that message at 9 a.m. Now Facebook says this business normally responds within 7 hours. Now, if you put in 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and in that same scenario, someone messages you at 10 a.m., at 2 a.m., and you respond at 9 a.m., now Facebook tracks and says this business normally responds immediately. So no one's going to go into your Facebook business page and be like, oh, this realtor's not open, right? Just use business hours that make sense, because if they're going to track that on you. And so make sure you have that turned on, that you have your hours of operation set up in there. And then you want to, reach out and engage with your clients on here. So be responsive, reply immediately on those things. Provide information, hours, tips, ideas, tricks, offer support. You can send reminders for things like open houses and different promotions, things that you may have going on. You can do all the hot topic things, hey, I'm gonna send you this, offer to do CMAs for folks, ask me anything, have, no strings asked. Or no strings required, that kind of stuff. On your Facebook business page, you can put a send me a message button on there instead, and then your messenger, people can reach out on that. So if you're gonna be using Facebook business, Facebook business page, I strongly recommend that you have your Facebook Messenger turned on, but make sure you have hours turned on too. Now, honorable mention, Pinterest, Tumblr, Snapchat, right? So Snapchat's been struggling, stories originally started on Snapchat, and then Instagram just basically owned it, that kind of stuff. Snapchat is useful for, quick snaps of your day kind of thing. You can send it to a particular person, or you can put it out there into your daily news feed, but it clears off every day. Again, on all three of these platforms, I would not use any of these platforms by themselves. Right? This is all, I would only utilize these if I wanted to expand my social media reach. I don't know, many folks are going to start off that way. Pinterest, I like Pinterest. It's got a strong female audience that follows it. The content is very evergreen, but it takes a long time. Like, it may take 30 days for a Pinterest post to actually get out there. But then it may be there for an hour where people can click on it. I mean, for a year on there. The challenge with Pinterest is it's kind of like blogging. You have to be doing about 20 pins a day, and you have to stay consistent with it, which makes it act a lot like another job. And that's kind of where Tumblr is. It's really a micro blogging site, and doing blogs and vlogs. I do a vlog every week, and I can't tell you how much work it is to do a video blog every single week. We do it every Monday morning, 8:30, 9 o'clock, and the amount of work that kind of goes into that. If that's something that you're really wanting to do, then you can do that as well. For us, we we do it on, it's our YouTube channel, but it's also our podcast that we send out. And so you can do that information, but again, it starts becoming a lot more like a job. So really what we end up with is the big question of what social platforms should you use? That's kind of one thing and what I want to encourage you is, like, use the ones that make sense for your business, right? So like, who's your target clients? Because like we talked about all the different demographics of different folks, like if your target client is, move up sellers, do you want to be using platforms that really are very engaging with millennials? Probably not, right? So you want to, like, if you're trying to use this for business, make sure that it matches up with what you're really looking for. This is like the overall usage out there on these different platforms. And again, I'm not saying that you have to take that into account, but you do have to look at how do I want to engage? What makes sense for me and my business? For me personally, I find Facebook really valuable. Instagram, really valuable. I like LinkedIn. I definitely like YouTube. I find all those to be really powerful. Google My Business is another one. It doesn't really show up on this list the same way because it's seen as being part of Google. But trust me, Google My Business is definitely crucial. But if you're not doing any of them, what should you do? Start with one and get good at one, and then add another platform in. Do not try and jump into like 5 platforms at once, or else all you're going to do is just do like a crappy job on 5 different platforms. So like get really confident and good with one. Then if you want to include another, do it that way. Some of those other platforms, you just have to make sure that it really matches up with what your business goals are. Because the whole idea here is that you're like, I'm going to encourage you to use this for business, for how you want to be successful in business. I know this is a very kind of up high overview kind of thing of social media, but you got to think about what makes sense. I just don't think, I know a lot of folks will go out and they'll make every social account on every single platform, and then they just sit there for years with nothing happening at all. you're much better off just to be really engaging on one and then kind of grow that. So don't feel like, the other thing is, do you have to be on every platform?
No,
No. Do you have to do TikTok videos?
no,
No. I mean, like, do you have to do social media at all?
no. Well,
No.
it helps them.
I'm not saying it doesn't help, but I like now, I got some folks that don't do any social. I mean, can you still sell a lot of houses and not do so? You can. I find it much easier to do, but this is a business decision for you to make. This is very, very different than I scroll through looking at Facebook at night while everybody else is watching TV. That's different than this is what we're talking about here, is using this as for business. Anything you want to add?
Mm-mm.
Okay, that's super helpful.
You know, social media isn't my strong point, but that's what I'm doing. My goal for this year is to get into social media.
So now, two of the platforms out there that I want to talk about really quickly is Buffer and Hootsuite. There are other ones out there. We've used both of these in the past, kind of thing. And what these, so like on Buffer, it'll let you share onto Twitter, Facebook, Google, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn. Hootsuite's kind of the same thing. You can normally do 2 or 3 accounts on each one for free. But the advantage with this is on either one of these, and you know, it doesn't make a difference to me which platform you use. The whole idea here is that you can go in and you can schedule, this post is going to go on Twitter, or it's going to go on, I'm going to drop this on Google My Business page. I'm going to put this on my Facebook page. I'm going to put this on YouTube Shorts. You can schedule all these things. Once you tie in your social platforms, you can post content. It just comes up like a big calendar. You say, I want this content piece to get posted to this platform at this time. And so now, if you want your Facebook to drop at 12 o'clock and you want this to drop at 10 a.m. and you want this to drop at 4, you have the chance to schedule all that ahead of time, because hopefully you're out selling houses, right? And so being able to schedule these things ahead, a lot of your platforms will let you schedule some posts ahead. The only challenge is on a lot of those, like you can go on your Facebook business page and you can schedule those posts ahead, but being able to do it this way means I can incorporate multiple platforms at one time. The setup is a little bit of a pain in the butt when you first do it, but once it's set up, it really becomes very easy to kind of maintain and manage and schedule those posts ahead. Does that make sense? Because one thing I do see a lot of value, a lot of times we make content that would be useful on other platforms, but we don't put it out there at all. We make business content that would be, and a lot of us have LinkedIn accounts that we just never use. Like, start using those accounts, you'd be amazed what that does for you. The other thing I hear a lot is, you know, is there an easy button for social media? Can I just pay a guy to do this? Can I pay some college student to do it? Can you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can. You know, there's also a lot of people out there that are going to try and talk to you about these pay services. So where it's Shareable Social, RS Media, Sprout Social, that kind of stuff. And the problem with these platforms is, especially in the real estate world, they're all posting. So they may be posting 8,000 of these messages for 8,000 realtors at the exact same time. How effective do you think that is?
Not very.
And that's the problem. Like we do use some, and we schedule them in our off hours. Like, does it bother me if you know, like we have In Stock Social that puts some information, so it drops it, you know, 8 o'clock at night, 2 a.m., that kind of stuff. So it's just gonna, we have some platforms where we engage, but we're not really engaging. We're just kind of keeping our profile active more than anything out there. You know, can you pay someone to do this for you? It's very hard. You know, like just the amount of time it takes to train someone for this, it's hard for me to express how difficult. Everybody thinks, I'll just get someone to do it, but like, how do you know what they're going to post? Like, first of all, do they know enough about your business to be able to do that? Can they speak intelligently? Can they not violate fair housing? Are they going to go make a political statement based on their political views in your name? You know, what kind of content are they really gonna be posting? I'm not saying that you can't train people for that, but it can take months to be able to train someone to be able to mimic you. That's really what you're looking for. You're looking at someone that can be a mirror image of you out on social media. And I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm saying like it's very, very difficult to do. It's normally way more expensive than you think it is to do. And just having these companies that just do my social media for me, please don't waste your time and don't waste your money. I mean, is what I'm saying. I don't know anyone that does these that are like, man, I just get so much bang for my buck. We've had a lot of agents try them over the years kind of thing, and it just doesn't work that way. This is gonna be, you're better off to just work 1 or 2 platforms yourself than you are to try and find this easy button magic way of doing it kind of thing.
Well, we found out when Kensington was working on our stuff, what we found is exactly what we were talking about Monday, is that you can't build trust with somebody when you don't know what their social media post was. When they say, that was really funny what you did on Facebook, and you have no idea what it is. So it doesn't speak to you. We used InStock Social, and we used one other that was posting things that didn't even make sense for my area. It was posting things about the north. It was cold and pipes freezing and stuff like that, and we were having balmy weather down here. So just be careful about that.
All right, well, we do have a question asking about WhatsApp. And so we will talk a little bit about WhatsApp. You know, WhatsApp has huge exposure. It does. I just don't feel like it's a freestanding separate social media. I know it does. It kind of falls into the list, and we will talk about it here in a minute, but not right now. I just don't like I don't see it being able to utilize it the same way.
Well, they start doing stories on WhatsApp.
They have started doing it. It's just that I haven't, and you know, and the mama company is a pretty big player.
It
So
does depend on, I guess, the region, because I feel like for people from different countries, they use it more than people that are here. People that are here are really just not starting to use it more.
yeah, I mean, we see the same thing with like WeChat in China and those kind of things that are much bigger there. So we will talk about it, but I'm going to skip it for right now.
It's not big to
Okay.
me.
All right. All right, what I do I want to jump over and start talking about some apps. And so have your phone out. I recommend that you go ahead and download them while we're going through. Some of them will be a good winner. Now, let's start off with the disclaimer here, right? I don't own stock in these companies. I'm not selling anything. If you choose to engage with one of these companies, then God love you. It's not like I'm not carrying anybody's water. If a company made this list, it's because myself or one of our agents has used them successfully, and it's been a good experience. So, a lot of times these aren't the only companies that may do certain things, but these are the ones that we utilize, and these are the ones that we've had good experience with. But I just find it useful to just go ahead and cover my butt. I'm not selling anybody's products here. So just as far as that goes. All right, let's jump into agent apps. And so, do we need to have an agent app? Yes, we absolutely need to have an agent app. See, the whole idea is when you have an agent app is that you have the ability to manage your clients. So I meet with you, I go ahead and send you the link to my app. Now, when you're out and about and you see a house you're interested in, open up the app. It'll show all the homes in the area where you're at, what's for sale, the price of them. You can click on it, scroll through the photos, see the school district. And if you want to set an appointment, there's a button right there and my phone will ring and we'll set up an appointment. So I want to start talking about the Realtor.com app. Like, I know it sounds weird, but why do you think I want to talk about the Realtor.com app?
Well, I mean, maybe houses that maybe are under MLS or on there that you get access.
Well, see, the Realtor.com app, this is one of those things that like a lot of realtors have access to apps. We see the same thing in our brokerage, right? We have access to apps, but so many agents don't use them. And so we have consumers out there that are using things like the Realtor.com app. And see, the kicker here is that the Realtor.com app, the average person is spending about 16 minutes on there as opposed to 4 to 5 minutes on most other apps. Users look at 200,000 homes an hour. There's 3.5 million downloads of the Realtor.com app, and 1/5 of all the traffic at Realtor.com comes from the Realtor.com app. Now, are you guys okay giving that traffic to Realtor.com to then turn around and sell back to us? Or would you rather share your own app and not give 20% of that traffic away? Right? I mean, like they're using this as a massive lead source for them. And I know agents who will turn around and be like, it's not worth it. No one uses them. Bull. Your clients will use them and they trust you. So if you share your app with them, they will utilize it. That's the big kicker here, is that it will work that way. So I'm not promoting Realtor.com. What I'm promoting is the fact that they figured out that if I share my app with consumers, they'll use it to look for homes. We as an industry have not figured that out yet, and we need to. It's so important that we do, right? So another good mobile app that we have is, if you're a realtor, being able to use RPR. Realtors Property Resource is a great feature for realtors. It's unfortunately, it's kind of like one of the hidden secrets for realtors. A lot of realtors don't even know they have access to RPR. RPR is a desktop application, but it also has a fully mobile app. Everything that you access in RPR is also available on the RPR map. So it definitely makes it very useful to be able to utilize that way. Now, when it comes to branded apps, if your brokerage has an app, please use that one. It just makes sense that you use the app that's tied to your brokerage. So like here we use KV Core and we have Million Mapped app that is part of our KV Core system. Whatever your brokerage uses, do that. You can use the Homes.com app. I'm not as big a fan. I used to like HomeSnap a lot better than I like the Homes.com app, but it does work. It's not completely useless, but it's not as good as the old HomeSnap. There's been a lot of comments. I know that Homes.com is working on upgrading that app, but generally speaking, if your brokerage has it, use that. You can use the Homes.com one if you have to, kind of thing. Make sense? So please take advantage of this. All right, let's talk about pictures and video. So, are pictures important in real estate?
Yeah.
Very. Images is everything, right? So, what's the result of an internet home search? 45% of people, that if they see something they like, they'll schedule. They want to walk through a home that was viewed online. 30% will reach out to the agent that sent them the property, and another 20% will drive by. So does images matter? Yes, like you can sit go out and scroll through the MLS and you'll be like, oh, that's good looking. Let's go look at that. Oh, that one looks like crap. That one's got the realtor's thumb in it, that kind of stuff. I mean, it's terrible. So video, images really do matter. And so what we're going to be talking about are different ways that we can manage and manipulate images here. So first one is called Lumen 5. This is for my video cowards out there. Like for those afraid to do video, Lumen 5 is there for you because you can turn anything into video. Now this is a desktop application, but I can open up Lumen 5. By the way, the price is right, so it's $3.99. I can put in still photos. I can put in video segments. I can take, like if I walk through a property, that kind of stuff. I can talk on top of the video instead of using the stock video or stock audio on there, kind of thing. And it just lets you turn basically anything into a social video. I can then, once that video is complete, I can post it directly into the different social platforms directly from them if I choose to. But a lot of people are like, I don't like how I look on video. I don't want to do video. Well, you can do anything. You can turn anything into video with this, right? Text, video clips, still images, whole 9 yards. And it helps you turn something into video. Curb appeal. Now, I am a huge proponent of using a real estate photographer. I firmly believe that that is the right way to go. That being said, there's still some stubborn folks, and so if you aren't gonna use a photographer, at least use Curb Appeal. It will let you crop, highlight, straighten, you can kind of see the difference in the photos between before and after kind of thing. Again, are they as good as a professional photographer? No, but they're a lot better than you there, you know, like with your face in the mirror kind of thing in the bathroom, which always happens. So it does let you crop and edit that kind of stuff. You can take your existing photos in there and it will do it to them, or you can take photos directly with the app.
iPhone only?
I only care about iPhone, so I don't.
Is there anybody else in here who likes Android? Thank you.
All right.
About half and
The
half.
rest of us are up on technology, that's all.
I've been getting this for years.
Years, yeah, well, I mean, one of these days you're gonna grow up.
You know, they still make these.
Really?
A newer version every
I mean,
year.
What, is that like a paperweight? I mean, what is it that? Sorry. I'm an iPhone snob, I know. So, Magisto. So Magisto is a video editor, but this is a desktop editor, right? Like you download the software directly to your desktop. It runs about $5 a month kind of thing. This originally, when it first started off, this is what people made music videos with, that kind of thing. So, if you like to edit your videos on a desktop, this might be a good choice for you in order to let you cut and crop and edit and do all that kind of thing on there. Now, for us personally, we use WeVideo, which is an online video editor, meaning I can go into any of my different offices. It's completely online. There's no software to download. We personally, as a brokerage, use WeVideo. So, like, if you see any of our real estate backstory videos, that kind of stuff, they've all been edited with WeVideo. It runs about $5 or $10 a month, kind of thing. But the advantage is if you tend to be on the go a lot more, I can access this on my laptop, on my desktop, or on any kind of desktop. We'll have internet access. If you want a free video editor, this one is free. Now, it does not have every bell and whistle, but for just a basic video editor, it is a free video editor. It will put a watermark down in the bottom right-hand corner of the videos that it makes, and you can pay to remove that watermark. But if you're just looking for a free way to edit video, then it's a good way to start. Then Animoto can be a good place for you to kind of jump into. Doodly, you got to be careful how you say that, by the way, because you don't want to say the wrong word. But Doodly.com. You ever seen those doodle videos where it looks like a stick figure is writing things on the wall? That's what this does. Like all you do is type in the text and it automatically creates them for you, kind of thing. It does whiteboards, blackboards, glass boards, the whole 9 yards. Has a bunch of different images that you can use, and it's actually really way easier than you think. You just basically type the text and it kind of puts the whole thing out there for you. You can also voice record on top of it if you choose to do that. Ripple, we use Ripple and we like Ripple. And so what Ripple is Ripple lets me be able to add to my social content while I'm out and about. So we talked about using those platforms so I could schedule content ahead of time. But when I'm out at an open house or I'm out showing a property and doing those kind of things, what Ripple has all these really cool templates already made up, all these fonts, and it's got the fancy scroll writing and the pretty backgrounds and all that kind of stuff already done. So I can take any picture, automatically upload it. It makes it look very, very Pinterest, Canva-y on the go. And so I can take a picture, put it into any of the templates, and automatically post it into any and all of my different social platforms. Once you link your social platforms, you can really jump right out there into it. And so the advantage is when you can do that while you're on the go, right? Because I want to be able to take advantage of scheduling things, but I also like when you're out and about, you want to throw more content out there. You can do more, but this is one of those things that makes that a lot easier to do when you're out and about. Project Color. This is a free app from Home Depot. I know that might sound weird, but the reason is like, you ever have that client that paints their house pink and you're like, oh Lord, it's a Pepto-Bismol house. Or they went and they paid the kitchen butter, right, yellow, and it looks like a stick of butter, right? With this app, what you do is you or your client can take a picture of a room or the house or whatever. And then they can pick any paint color, touch it to that, and it automatically shows you what that house will, or room will look like in that paint color. So no more Pepto-Bismol rooms and those kind of things. So it does really good for helping people visualize that, and it's free. All right. Who are my Canva folks? There's always some Canva people. There we go. All right. Canva is amazing. If you're doing any kind of image manipulation, that kind of stuff, Canva has grown into this I don't know. It's like Canva people are hardcore. I love Canva. You can get tons of free images that you can use. If you don't find an image you like, just put another keyword in and it'll let you choose from a bunch more. Or you can buy an image for like 99 cents if you want. Lots of photos, lots of filters, tons of templates for just about any video application that you want to be able to use. It really is a very, very powerful platform. If you're doing anything with images, you 100% need Canva. All right. GIMP. If you like hardcore video, image editing, like Photoshop, GIMP is a open source free editor that is very much like Photoshop in a lot of ways. It is not Photoshop, but it has a lot of those same bells and whistles. However, it is free 99. So no cost, which I like a lot. Adrienne, I see you standing out there.
Yes, I was waiting for you to get to a,
It's 11.
all right, it's time. Come on in, Janard.
All right.
How's everybody doing?
Good, how are you?
All right.
So Janard is here with us. He brought us some lunch. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
All right.
And I'm just gonna let him talk to you about his inspection business and how they can help you and your clients.
Yeah, and we love free lunch, so great way to get our attention right there.
Yes, sir. Everybody's doing all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just speak to you guys briefly. I know, I don't know how long y'all been in the class and everything else, but I'm.
I'm pretty boring too. So.
And a disclaimer, I'm not used to really talking in front of people, so y'all just bear with me, whatever.
You do
I promise I'm gonna be no more than about 5 or 6 minutes. My name is Janard Cheeks. My company is Good Eye Home Inspections. I focus more so on quality and everything. I know with the home inspection process, that's a make it break it point. In the due diligence process and everything else. So I can literally send a deal over, I can break the deal with them. I try not to. I try not to. I don't break deals. I don't break deals or whatnot, because then you all as a real estate agent, y'all probably not going to call me anymore or whatnot. But I think the language and everything and how you talk to people, making the homeowner, the potential homeowner comfortable, and especially first time home buyers, just making them comfortable. And all right, well, there's going to be things and stuff going on in the house or whatnot. You have a 15, 30-year mortgage or whatnot. So, you have plenty of time to, take care of this stuff here and that, stuff here. But just a little bit about myself, just turned 40. So, I'm
Dude.
40-year-old.
Oh my goodness.
He's in his 20s.
Man, like aging like cottage cheese. You're looking good, man.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I've been married for about 14 years. I have 3 kids, 17-year-old daughter, 7-year-old son, and a 1-year-old daughter.
Spread it out.
Man, don't ask me when I started over. It was all my wife, so
It wasn't all her.
Stay tuned.
Yes, sir. But ultimately, I'm a family man, dedicated family man, and along with that, I'm a dedicated home inspector. As of right now, I only offer the residential home inspection. Radon and mold inspections will probably come at the later part of this year. We gotta get some things in order and everything else. But as far as with the home inspections, you have 5 major systems. You have the roofing system, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and you have the foundation. Take care of all of that. Really take my time. The exterior roofing inspection, I use a drone, which I have right here. I don't know why I brought it in, but
Oh, show
just
and
to
tell.
show. But I have my drone and whatnot. I am not the one to get on ladders. It's definitely not me. Yeah, if I get on the ladder, y'all have to call the fire department. So I use a drone for my exterior inspection on the roof. And when I come on the inside, everything is about modern technology and everything else. So I use a thermal imaging camera to get my temperature differences, hot and cold spots, and everything else. I actually have a couple of examples. I would show you whatever this in my tablet or whatnot, but I'm just keep everything going. But that I feel gives me a slight advantage over the next person that don't. And I actually give a quick example. Here is my reader, on the imaging camera reader. This should show you how.
I thought you're checking your blood sugar.
No, I hope not, man. I hope I ain't gotta worry about that for a long time. And Ryan, just to show you all. So they have the traditional ones where you can actually have it's like a little almost like a phone size, and you just take pictures or whatever and transfer it through a USB cable onto your report. This particular one, I can just get up to my phone, so if you guys can see me, it shows the temperature difference.
Oh, it's like going TSA self-check, you know, you're like.
So if you take it to the vents and everything, I can kind of see like insulation. So like so you can see
Like marks hot.
yeah, so you can like literally see like hot and cold spots. So if you have a vent that is on
And it's not working well, or
you have one on right now.
Oh, I'm starting to sweat.
It can give me it give me hot cold spots and everything else, whatever. So if you do have a possible leak or something like that, if your clients worried about that, I'll put this up and then I'll double check it with my moisture meter and everything else. So
Very good.
so that's one of the couple of tools that I use or whatnot to make the inspection a little bit easier for me. And also, if there are any spots or anything like that or whatever, it gives you and your clients the comfortability. It's not active or anything like that.
What areas do you cover?
I cover everywhere in Georgia. Nah, when I say everywhere.
Oh, watch out. man.
And I really say is I have driven, so I'm in the Newnan area, so it's south of the airport.
Yeah, but we have Warner Robins in the house,
Go down
so.
there.
Yep, I will. I've been way to Monticello. I have family in Macon. I'm from Albany, Georgia, or whatnot. So if anybody give me a call or whatever, usually my prices average in between $350 and $400. If it is a little bit further, I may charge like a slight gas fee. But I have a Honda Civic or whatever. I had a 2016 Silverado and all the bells and whistles, but
That's gas.
gas security.
Yeah.
So I kind of traded that in and whatnot to be I guess have more availability for my clients if they are moving further, or I get a lot of people coming from out of town and everything else. So all in a nutshell, my primary goal, like I said, to give quality inspections, to give your client the comfort in knowing like, okay, I'm good with this property and everything else. If I do have cars in the front by the food and everything.
And then we'll post them for the folks online too, because you got folks online too, all right? So.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. And if you guys have what you would do is you can just text my number with your name, your full name, the firm that you are with, and your email, and just text me sample reports. I have 2 sample reports, one new construction and one pre-owned. I'll give you those to see what typically what the report looks like and everything else. And
How fast can we get them back? Same day?
Same day. Typically, if I'm in a good Wi-Fi area, I want to say within the 30 minutes, I go over, check everything. Within 30 minutes, I'm done.
Nice.
I have
Speed matters, yeah.
With that, when it comes down to it, like I said, as long as I'm in a good Wi-Fi area, sometimes I have to wait till I get back home, or I may go to like an area where Starbucks or McDonald's that has free Wi-Fi, and as long as all the pictures and everything come in and everything like they're supposed to, you have
Awesome.
So either way, it's same day.
Just say,
Perfect.
All right, thank you very much.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
ain't no problem at all. Good letter I home inspections, .com, you can email me. Like I said, all my information is on the cards. And you asking or I've been at this probably about 3 years. I have roughly maybe 100 and, I want to say 100 and, between 100 and 110 inspections. I have inspected homes from the year 1900. Like they have them in Newnan everywhere. And those are
Everywhere,
probably like
yeah.
the worst because you gotta get in the crawl spaces and all that. But that's just part of
Better
it.
you than me.
Mhm.
They put on the walls and column in there.
And I have around like 83 5-star reviews. I do tell people, do your due diligence on me. Whenever you ask for the staff reports, I'm gonna give you my pricing list and my references as well.
Great.
Okay,
Nice.
awesome.
Good deal.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate you all.
Thank you for lunch.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for lunch and the info.
Yep. All right, well, we're
Yeah,
gonna take a
that's pretty
break. We're gonna take it's 11:11, so 11:25, we're gonna jump back in. So we're gonna take a break until 11:25.
Just got one more question. How did I do? I'm looking for critiques or whatever, anything I can do better. While I was up here, I don't talk a lot in front of people, so I'm just asking.
Doing yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes less is more. You don't gotta, you brought food.
Get their attention.
That's what she's saying.
I feel about
And you
relationships.
did a great job.
I'll take y'all my calls.
We're sort of back because I haven't finished eating yet, but we're back now. Sharon Thompson with Countrywide Mortgage.
No, cross country.
Why don't, you know what? All right, I have to apologize to everybody. I keep calling it Countrywide. It's the old thing.
Yeah.
Cross Country Mortgage, which is part of Wildfire Mortgage. Sharon Thompson is here. She's gonna talk with us, and I won't do that again.
Yeah, I'm on the wildfire team, with the Max One, I'm the in-house lender. Cross Country does underwrite and power all of our loans, so they're cross-country loans. We're full service lender, direct lender, so we do, Fannie, Freddie, government, we do everything anybody else can do. We are our secondary market, which is the Fannie, Freddie, and on that end, we do that because we've got 90 other outlets to broker to, should we have to. So if there's a niche product, or if it's something that, that we can't do on the secondary market in the house, then I don't like to do that, but I will do it. I mean, to make the loan work. So, those are sort of, bad experience things, but anyway, we'll make it as good as we can. I think the best loan, I think, for me lately has been the DSCR. Have y'all heard of a DSCR loan? It's an investor loan. It's not one that you invest and flip. It's something you're gonna keep and make an income on. It's 20% down, 6% reserves on the new property you're buying. Not on every one of them you got, but just if you've got multiple properties, but 6% on this one property. I need title appraisal and a 620 credit score, and that's it. I don't want tax returns. I don't care where you work. I don't care how much money you make. We're gonna qualify you off the income from that house.
And the beauty of being a realtors, if you're thinking about becoming a landlord,
That's the time to do it.
This is not for you, that's you, but like I said.
It's not for a primary investment. It's not for a primary residence. It's strictly for investment.
So you want to.
I know, that's bad, isn't it? But it doesn't, I don't take your tax returns. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care where you work.
It's want to see where you get the money. You got money and we're gonna go.
It's a tremendous loan. It's like a cash deal and they close the city.
What's your max?
2 million.
2 million?
And it's unlimited profits. There's no max on profits.
Hopefully you all go off of them as far as, well, you're not checking.
We're gonna look at the credit. I gotta have a 620 minutes for minimum. And then we're gonna go off the property, the income that you're making off the property. That's how we're gonna qualify you. So in other words, I'll do a worksheet with whatever your rent's gonna be. And then your payment's gonna be, your principal, your tax and insurance. Then what I'm gonna do is go down and we're gonna figure out how much you need to charge for rent, because it's gotta be 1.25% higher than your payment. And that qualifies. What is the name of it? It's DSCR, it's debt service coverage ratio.
And I will tell you now, every lender has that program available, and not only that, some of them is what they call broker out. When you broker out, it's a little unsecured loan, because this one's actually in-house.
Yeah, this is an in-house loan, we're not brokering it, so things go real smooth. We don't have to be having no issues with no third-party people.
Is there a big difference in the interest rate? Like, is it a higher?
That's a good question, and if the interest rate runs around 8.5, depending on credit score, and that's always gonna be true.
Yeah,
Depends on credit score.
hard money loans running around about 16,
Yeah,
18% right now.
So it's about how much over,
It's about an 8.25, 8.5.
Huh?
8.25 to 8.5.
like consistently, or just goes up? and
It depends on the credit score. If
So
it's 620, it's gonna be higher.
if you got 800 credit score, it's gonna be lower.
Yeah, you're
I'm
gonna
just
be
thinking
good.
about like how much higher would it be than a regular investor?
By 2 points.
About 2 points. So,
Yeah.
yeah, but
And
if
maybe
you, a lot of our agents are using hard money loan to flip properties and to, do whatever. This is not for flipping, okay? So this is for income producing. So this is for longevity of it. All right. And the bottom line is that for those of you that want to, this is your business. For those of you who want to actually start acquiring some asset, this is the best way of doing that. Hey, Sharon, this is
Airbnb, I mean, you could go.
Airbnb,
Anything that's
whatever.
producing income.
Correct.
Yeah, I just didn't know, because it may not be consistent income, like.
Well, they're
Well-
gonna take what your averages are running, kind of thing. They just wanna make sure that you're generating enough income to pay for the.
Correct.
That's what it's a proportion of what your rent service is.
It's a great investment. Yeah, 20% down.
We're about to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta have.
All right, well, we gotta get rolling here. 'Cause we're
Sorry.
behind.
All right.
All right, so we're gonna jump, and we're still in the images area, so I wanna talk about Box Brownie really quickly. Box Brownie is a company out of Australia. And they do image enhancements. They can turn daytime photos into dusk photos and nighttime photos into daytime. They will draw floor plans for you. There are some better options than that. They will also do virtual staging. They can take things out of images, but one thing I really do like, especially if you're working with investors, one thing they do that's very nice is they do renderings. They'll take this floor plan and this overall schematic, and they'll turn it to what it's gonna look like when it's done. Which is a nice thing, because sometimes when you're going to different planning and zonings, that kind of stuff, you have to share over there what the image renderings are.
Pick, play, post. Can say that really fast. Pick, play, post. Photo and video collage maker.
The great part about this is it helps you turn old content into new content. Like, once I post a video out there, like, Facebook will recognize if I use that video again. Instagram will recognize it. Now, if you ever go into social media, you see that one pops up, it looks like there's a video and a still photo and another video, and this one starts playing and that one starts playing. That was probably done through Pick, Play, Post. And what it does, it lets you regurgitate old content, because when I put them all together as one collage in here, now Facebook or Instagram, whatever, sees that as all new content. So it makes it really nice to be able to take content that I produced a week or two or a month ago and be able to post it, and social media will see it as new. Video Shop, this is another video editor. Probably should have put it next to the other ones. This is a mobile video editor. Now, if you have old eyes like me, this is not for folks like me, but if you do everything on mobile kind of thing, if you're doing everything on surfaces and on tablets and that kind of stuff, then this might be the right video editor for you to be able to utilize that way.
Speaking photo, engaging without production. You can shoot a photo and simply add audio, speak over an existing photo in your camera roll or online photo services. Is this one for mobile as well, Al?
Well, yeah, it just works on your phone kind of thing. It's just an app. And you just take a picture and you literally talk over it. Once you talk over it, now you can post it right to social media. You can also send it to individual people.
Using that to them.
All right, virtual staging solutions, not cheap, but this, all they do is virtual staging. So like that photo right there is actually Nifty Room. So they really do a very good job with it. It's not what I call cheap. Normally 3 photos will run you about $100. I don't recommend doing the whole house because people walk in like, who stole the furniture? So I only recommend like doing a couple of photos. It's just there to help people be able to visualize what this space will look like once it's occupied, kind of thing. Because sometimes when it's wide open, some folks have a hard time visualizing that. All right, let's talk about communication. So GroupMe is an app that we're seeing used more in real estate spaces now. Traditionally, it's been used a lot with, say, sports teams and organizing different groups, that kind of stuff. Sometimes our church groups, faith groups will have that. They but this is a way you can get everyone involved. So we see teams using GroupMe more. We also there's a couple of folks who are using GroupMe as part of a transaction. So they're getting the buyer, they're with the buyer and seller, but they put all the agents, the closing attorney, inspectors, all that kind of stuff on one GroupMe out there. Now, WhatsApp. Here's what WhatsApp is. Now, who owns WhatsApp? Facebook. So are they trying to make it bigger? And is it? Yeah. And so we do see where the adoption of WhatsApp is much higher in other countries, kind of thing. So their numbers show up really, really big because Americans haven't really adopted this quite as to the same extent. It does have much higher penetrations worldwide than it does here in the US. That being said, it is probably the most app, the number one messenger out there, kind of thing. It has massive market share. It doesn't hurt that it's owned by Facebook, so there's a lot of integrations that we're seeing tied into there. They don't seem to know exactly what they're doing with it quite yet. Is it going to be instant messenger? Is it going to be WhatsApp? That kind of stuff. So there's still some growth going on in this space right now.
I found a lot of people asking you to communicate with them on WhatsApp when you do something on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, I see a lot of folks doing it that are scammers too. So that's my only other thing with WhatsApp is I see a lot of shady stuff being done on WhatsApp too. Yep.
I didn't actually have this happen on the app, but I did have this happen to me when I first moved to Georgia. I had somebody reach out and acted like as if they were my broker, and then they were like, "Hey, I need you to go get this many gift cards," and we had a meeting the next day, and they're like, "Bring them to me." So
oh yeah, I get scammers all the time to try and like, "Hey, this is Alan. I need gift cards." By the way, I will never, ever, ever ask you to go get gift cards for me. I promise. No matter what, I don't need any gift cards. So
You've been in jail a few times too, I think.
I've been in jail.
I've been called.
In jail, can't get the money to get out.
Not called, they texted. I'm like, really?
Wow, I'm in jail. Well, I could be shady. So, all right, back into communication. So easy text. Like, do we hate group text? Yes. Make you want to throat punch somebody. But easy text lets me send a group text to individual people. It's not free. Normally runs you about 15 cents a number kind of thing to do. But I can record one. I make one text message, include the link, send it out to everybody at one time. They get that message individually. If they respond, it responds back to me, and now I'm in one-on-one communication with them. Some of our agents are also using MTM, mass text message. It does the exact same thing. Now, this is for the weird Android people. This is only for Android, Mark. With Mighty Text, you can text from anything. It does require an Android phone to be able to do this, but you can text directly from Gmail. You can text from any device, from your desktop, the whole 9 yards. So I do find that to be useful. That's about the only thing. No, I'm just kidding.
Cut it out. Cut it out. You see, I'm putting it in my phone right now.
Slide dial is for cowards. Just mean that, like, you ever need to make a phone call, but you're like, oh, I don't want them to call, don't answer. So you call it, don't pick up. Well, with slide dial, you dial a number, you record a voice message, their phone rings one time, and then they get a message like, so sorry, I tried calling you, but you didn't answer. So here's the message, kind of thing. So That's, it's free, it's a, you know, just dial, 267 slide dial. Now, its application is, its big brother is called Sly Broadcast. And with that, I record one voicemail message. I send it out to say 100 different numbers. I could do something like, hey, the house, you know, I pull up all the home, all, you know, go through your, you know, remind whatever kind of thing. Get a list of numbers and, hey, the house on 123 Smith Street in your neighborhood just sold for, or just went under contract after only 3 days for $425. We've got more buyers than we have sellers. Please reach out to me if you're thinking about selling. I'd love to bring a buyer to your home. Click, and then I send it at one time. It goes to all those properties at the exact same time again. And their phone rings once and they automatically goes into their voicemail.
Is that one still 7 cents a number?
7, 10 cents a
Something
number,
like
that
that.
kind of thing, yeah. Go Designer, if you, this is for making white papers, ebooks, that kind of stuff. It's an ebook maker, basically. It lets you make an ebook in literally minutes. Like, it doesn't take long at all. You can turn anything into an ebook. Got hundreds of templates, that kind of stuff. It's a very fast, easy way. So if you want to say, these are the 10 things you got to know when buying a home and going through a divorce, or selling a home and going through a divorce, you know, top 10 things to ask when you're interviewing a realtor, all these kind of things. You can make your own ebooks really fast and easy with this. Structurally, if you're an agent that has a lot of contacts in your database and you're not going to reach out to them, then something like Structurally is really good, because all you do is upload all your database in there and they reach out. No, it's not free, but they reach out 25 times over 12 months, and then all the leads come back to you. I don't, it's not the cheapest thing out there, but if you just have a database sitting there collecting dust, then this kind of thing can really kind of help to revive that. Vengage, this is a free service that lets you make your own infographics. You can turn anything into an infographic kind of thing. Doesn't take long, and it's a free thing. So it helps with one more thing that you can do to produce content that helps your content stand out. Hemi, this is a voice to text transcription service kind of thing. So it works really, really quick. It's 25 cents a minute. All you do is put your video in there, automatically transcribes it. Where we see most people using this, if they're trying to do it, it also does really good with Spanish and things like that, if you want to have that converted over into other languages. Fresh Chat. Fresh Chat is something that, you know, like chatbots are, most people hate chatbots. Well, what's different about this one is this is a chatbot for your website that once you put it in, works as a text message for your phone. So if somebody goes to your website and that little person pops up in the bottom, hey, how can I help you? And they put a message, you get a text message on your phone. You respond back to the text message. Now you're automatically conversing with that client who's on your website right now.
Calendly.
Huh?
The Fresh Chat, that's free.
No. I don't know how much it is, but it's not free, no. I just don't know how much, sorry.
Calendly is a great automated scheduling software. Your client, you can put a link on your page and your clients can, it shows them when you're available for an appointment. They schedule the appointment, it blocks off that time frame, and then sends you a message so that you can let them pick the time that they want to meet with you, as opposed to saying, hey, I'm available anytime. They see your actual calendar. The basic version is free. I use that one, but you can get the really super expanded version. It's not that expensive, but I don't want to spend any money. So this is a very good calendar program.
Every agent should have Calendly, 100%. It's free. It does a phenomenal job. It lets people make an appointment on your calendar. They schedule it with you, and we live on appointments. So yeah. Unroll Me. I love Unroll Me. Unroll Me is something I personally use. Now you have to be a Gmail person to get it. I do know there are others. I just only use it on my Gmail. But what this does is you put it in your email and it goes through and it immediately pulls all your subscriptions up, and I can do it alphabetizes them A to Z, and I can go through and do one of three things with every type with every sender that I get. I can leave them in my inbox. I can do what's called a roll up, which means They roll them up into one email a day, so I can go in and access just that one email, or I can automatically unsubscribe with one click. No more pop up this window, this window, this window. You just kind of go through unsubscribe, unsubscribe, unroll me, unroll me, leave in, and you just go all the way through. This has been a game changer on cleaning up my email. So I use it personally. By the way, it's free. HomeBot's $25 a month. And it's just another way to reach out into your database. The advantage for HomeBot sends and you only want to upload your sellers or homeowners into this, because it sends them a property evaluation every single month of how much their home is worth. And it sends them financial advice, but it does it all strictly in your name. And it's $25 a month. So this is good if you're trying to target sellers. I like HomeBot a lot for that. Yep.
I use HomeBot. And my account's still in Virginia, but I got it for free from a lender in Swansea.
Ah,
So.
Who's the lender?
Maybe.
well, I'll start looking.
I don't know if there's the lady they is down here.
Yeah, they are down here, but like, I'm ready to talk to Sharon and say, hey, Sharon, you need to sign up for HomeBot. We're gonna get it free. So let's check it out.
Love it. They get a report every month.
Yeah.
And they absolutely love it. I can see who's opening it, who's engaging, who's run their little home back.
It's a great thing. I agree. I like HomeBot too.
Does that connect to your CRM as well? Like,
Not directly. Like you can upload and work back and forth. It doesn't tie in directly to it. It's like its own CRM, honestly. But it's much less interactive from the agents. It's like a CRM that you don't engage with. Like it does it all on its own, but then sends the leads to you. All right, BombBomb is video email, and the whole reason in using video email is because the open rate on regular email is about 15%. With HomeBot, it's 45%. So it triples your open rate for email, basically.
MailChimp.
Local Atlanta company, right? And so this does bulk email, and so it's free if you have less than 2,000 subscribers. So you have less than 2,000 people, that is a fully functional bulk email. It's just, it's got everything. It also has landing pages built into it too. Now there are, Zoom and GoToMeeting. Obviously, Zoom is something that we use, seeing as how everybody online is on our Zoom right now. But Zoom and GoToMeetings are probably the two biggest out there. It's not a matter of which is better, in my opinion. It's a matter of our consumers are very comfortable doing video chats now. And so as a realtor, can you offer Zoom meetings as one of your offerings?
Yeah.
And should you, because we have clients. On one hand, it's very, very convenient. I think it's the biggest reason why most everybody's online right now is it's stupid convenient. The other is that, there are still some people that have health issues and things like that, and so a couple of years ago, this wasn't an important piece of our business. Now, do you need to be able to operate Zoom? Yes, or a video conferencing software in some form.
If you're having trouble getting people to come to your home buyer seminar, try doing it on Zoom. We had one the other day. Levi did one the other day, and he had 46 people all online. And there were 2 people in the room with him, but 46 people online. So much better attendance on Zoom because they don't have to travel, and you still get your message out.
Yeah. All right, and for my folks that are online right now, I went ahead and had Mackenzie go ahead and upload and make sure that we've got the newest version of the handout online. And so I apologize, I thought it was, but now it's fixed. So if you want to re-download that handout, it's out there. All right, map apps. Do we need map apps? Yes, we do. So first one, Google Maps. Why do we use Google Maps?
Get from one place to another.
Well, but are we taking anybody in our cars anymore? No. And so through Google Maps, you can share the map and the routing. You can also share your location in Google Maps. And so being able not to lose somebody in traffic or have to pull over on the side of the road and get rear-ended, things like that can make that really, really nice. You can also plan your trips out ahead of time, share that with your clients. Now, me personally, I'm a Wazer. Now, why do we use Waze?
Because he speeds.
We're looking for the popo. That's why we use Waze, right? That's why. Look at that. They have the best voices, right? Like if you haven't turned on Mr. T, you're missing out. I mean, like turn right, fool. Like, I love Mr. T. When he comes on, and kind of thing. So you can use celebrity voices and that kind of stuff. But really, it's because we're looking for the popo. It's also owned by Google Maps, which is funny because everybody's like Zoom's better or Google Maps is better or Waze is better. It's the same thing. So track car, you ever lose your car in the mall or the airport? Download this app and then when you get out of the car, hit your location, it'll automatically guide you right back to your car. All right, mortgage calculators. Now we need mortgage calculators because as interest rates change, it changes the buying power of our buyers. Are our buyers buying on price or buying on payment? Right, so that interest rate really does affect how much home they can afford. Just in going from from October to now, how much on say $3,000 a month mortgage, how much home prices changed on that? About $40,000. Like if you're gonna pay $3,000 a month, that difference in home price is about $40,000. So if you're buying, if you're only paying $1,500 a month, that's still a $20,000 change in value, and that's a big difference in home prices. Like how much home they can afford. I think we're going to continue to see rates coming down. It's going to keep changing that, and so I like is a strong word. But the most effective mortgage calculator out there, unfortunately, is probably Zillow. Zillow Mortgage Calculator they're a huge data company. They do a great job of being able to calculate prepayments and escrows, the whole 9 yards. They know, because all they do is data collection. They're really, really good. Now, if you can't stand to do that, try usmortgagecalculator.org. That's a free one. It's not branded to anybody or anything kind of thing. And so it still does a really, really good job. Palm Agent is a closing cost estimator. So it helps folks, it helps you be able to estimate closing costs. But the other thing it does is it has a net to seller sheet included in it. And that net to seller is so important these days because if you're going on a listing appointment, what do the sellers want to know? How much am I walking away with at the end of the day? And so, having that net to seller sheet is really, really strong. All right. Cloud storage. Well, cloud storage is a big deal anymore, right? We're all on the run. Even if you have a quote unquote office or desk, we're still doing so much business. So the biggest, baddest out there is probably Dropbox. They've been, they're probably the most secure, but they're also kind of the Chick-fil-A of cloud storage, right? They're very, very proud of it. It's going to cost you a little bit. I'm not saying anything bad, but it's a little bit spendy. Now, OneDrive, this only made the list because it's on every one of our computers, but it really doesn't have huge market share. The one that we use is Google Drive. And I do it mainly because one, I drink the Google Kool-Aid, and the other is that it's very, very cost efficient. Like I have 2 TIGs and it costs me for 2 gigabytes of storage space. It costs me less than what it would cost for 30 gigs through some of the other platforms. So it's really, really cost effective. And plus I like being able to, I can use a lot of the other platforms that I really use, but you got to figure out where you're going to keep the stuff and what makes sense. Like if you have packages sitting on your front porch right now, you also have Amazon Drive. Like Amazon has a cloud storage that's built into your Prime account that you could utilize that way if you'd rather as well. Mileage apps. So yes, we we don't have a great relationship with the tax man, and so we need to take every deduction that we can. And so TripLog is probably the biggest out there nationwide. On all these apps, what you do is you open it up and then they just sit in the background. And then whenever it drives, it records that drive. And so, you just have to go in and we use MileIQ personally. And for us, it's like speed dating or like dating, so like I swipe left, it's business. I swipe right, it's personal. And then at the end of the year, it just adds up all those drives together. They all say that they're free and they are up to a certain point. So like Mile IQ will give you 40 drives, but you know, if I get up, I take my kid to school, that's a drive. I go back to the office, that's a drive. I go to lunch, that's a drive. I come back from the lunch, that's a drive. I can pick up the kids, you know, I can do 8, 9 drives a day. And so they all say they're free, but they really they cost money.
But it's $60 a year. It saves you money. And the first time I used it, I got 20,000 miles credit on my taxes. So, and my accountant just asked me for the log. I just emailed it over to her and she was like, good, you're good to go.
Yeah, they all have it, you know, like for me, I use Mile IQ too, because it's one that ate my battery the least. Some of them kind of eat up because it sits in the background kind of thing. But you know, I think it's it's not 54 cents a mile, it's like 63, 68 cents a mile credit you get. So if you drive 10,000 miles, you know, that's $6,800, but that's not $6,800 comes off your taxes, that's $6,800 that comes off your taxable income. Now instead of earning $100,000, now you're only earning 94,000, blah blah blah. So you're taxed on less money, so you can write that off. TaxSpot has a mileage tracker, but it also does things like helping you track your expenses. You can take pictures of receipts and things like that and send it over to your accountant. All right. Sorry, I know we're rolling. We just got a lot to cover, so we're gonna keep going here. So organization, motivation. First one is Insight Timer. I used to poo-poo this kind of stuff. This is meditation. It's the largest free online source of meditations, and I used to be one of those who kind of poo-poo that, but then like, what are you putting in your eyes and in your ears, right? Like if all you're putting is bad stuff in. What like if I watch the news, I'm angry, right? I'm just mad, right? And so this is just one of those things that helps you kind of focus on you know, the important things. Now, rescue time is a love-hate thing because it's one of those things we all know that we waste a lot of time personally. What rescue time does, it tracks everywhere you go online and how long you spent there, and then sends you a message. But also you can say, notify me after I've been on social media more than 30 minutes, or if I've been on this platform for too long, it sends you, so it'll send you a gentle reminder like, hey, might want to turn Facebook off, that kind of stuff. I want to switch to this. So it could be nice on helping you if you're having a hard time managing your time. Join Honey has zero to do with real estate. This is if you do any kind of online shopping and you use it automatically will pop up and tell you where you can buy it cheaper online. Okay. So like if you're looking for this thing, all of a sudden they'll say, oh, you can find that at Walmart.com, at Home Depot, whatever, blah, 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 all the way through. GoodRx is the same sort of thing. Nothing to do with real estate, except for most of us manage our own healthcare. And GoodRx helps you find where your prescriptions are the cheapest at. I found some of my prescriptions that were completely free. I just have to go to a different place for it, kind of thing. So it is a free service and it works really, really good. Slack is the place for teams, by and large. There's we have a lot of real estate teams that use Slack. We have a couple of different closing attorneys and that kind of stuff that are using Slack, and it's just where it's built to kind of get everyone playing off the same page of music. And so it kind of puts everything together. People can, like all the folks on the team can work off one Excel document or be able to, it keeps all the data for everybody that, you know, kind of moving along at the same pace. Folio is, this is a Gmail add-on kind of thing. And so once you put it in, it automatically groups together all your transactions. So that if you have 123 Smith Street, you just click on that 123 Smith Street tab and it will show every email back and forth about 123 Smith Street without having to go through and look for anything. So it groups all, it doesn't delete or move anything, it just categorizes them by property address. LastPass, also 1Password. You do need, and because we're in so many different platforms, especially in the real estate world, your passwords will expire. What this does is it helps you keep up with them and it manages them and it automatically uploads and ties you in So because it never fails, it's always expired password when I go to some of these. Audible. Audible might sound weird, but like how many books does the average CEO read a year? That's on the street. Yeah, 60. So, but and because we drive a lot, like this is something that we personally do a lot of, is we listen to audiobooks. It's a great way to constantly be putting new information in, like you should always be learning. And so we use Audible for a lot of our business books. Now, the other thing you can do is use Blinkist. Now, think of what Blinkist is y'all remember Cliff Notes back in high school?
Yeah.
This is Cliff Notes, but for business books. It turns all your business books into a 15-minute read. So you want to read the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People? Now it's a 15-minute read. You want to read, Get Rich Quick, the whole 9 yards. All business books are in here, and it converts them all into a quick 15-minute read. But either way, you've got to constantly be learning in here. Let's talk about safety. If I take over.
Okay.
So safety is incredibly important, right? And I hate that we have to have a discussion about safety, but we are a female dominated industry and there are some creepy people out there and we just have to be conscious about that. So I don't like the fact that we have to have that discussion, but and even if you're a guy, you still need to be wise. It's just that we as an industry get targeted a lot because we are heavily female, a large percentage of realtors are females. So we just got to make sure that we are operating smart. And so Share More, we have Share More, and then we also have and Share More. Well, the advantage with Share More is it has a lot of bells and whistles. It's basically like a Fitbit for you. It will even track your steps, those kind of things, but it looks like jewelry. You can't tell what it is. They have multiple different types. The only negative I have with this one is what happens if you don't charge your Fitbit?
Don't work.
It's the same thing here. That's the only thing is you got to charge it. Now the other side of things is Share More. And what this doesn't have nearly as many bells and whistles. It's still jewelry, but it uses a high power battery. It will still Bluetooth to your phone and those kind of things, but it doesn't do quite as many bells and whistles. Or Invisaware doesn't do as many bells and whistles as Share More does. So both of these are available on Amazon, and it's just about being smart kind of thing. Like anytime that your spidey sense says something's off, listen to yourself 100%. Now, Be Safe is the largest safety app out there. I really don't have many people. We used to have one person who did it and they don't use it anymore, but it is the only safety app out there. If you are looking for a safety app, it does do things like share your location and that kind of stuff, has an SOS button. Here in Georgia, we have See Something, Send Something. And this is this there. If you see something and you don't know who to tell, in here you can do pictures, video, or just send a text message and say, look, this happened here. Like here's a picture of a backpack hanging on this, or this is on the railroad tracks, whatever. You just take a picture, send it, and it goes to the government. And then they figure out which is the right government agency that needs to deal with it. And so it's a Georgia app that you can do. Forewarn. Everybody should have Forewarn. Okay. Forewarn is now free as part of your Georgia MLS access that so many agents are missing out on. And so with Forewarn is crazy creepy, but really cool. Because I can go into Forewarn and put in your phone number and it's going to tell me, it's going to verify your name on that phone number. It's going to tell me what vehicles that you currently own. It's going to tell me what property that you currently own and the addresses of that. And it's going to tell me, it's going to do a real quick background check. And it's going to tell me if you have any convictions or warrants out for you or anything like that. So I really, really do like it a lot. But, you know, I don't recommend you doing it on your friends, those kind of things, because like you learn way more than you really want to. This is just there to kind of protect yourself, right? Now, other than that, we also spend a lot of time in our car. So there are several apps that can kind of help us keep up with like, should we text and drive? No. Should we You know, like, should we watch movies? Like I see realtors like to do, that kind of stuff. So we gotta be smart when we're in our cars and you know, these things they'll block, some of them will block video, some will block text messages, some will block phone calls, that kind of stuff, if you choose for that to do it. The whole idea is that we have a lot of wrecks as an industry. And it's because we spend so much time in our car. Our cars are like mobile offices out there. So be smart about it. All right. Grab bag. Let's talk about our grab bag. Grab bag could be anything. So we're gonna start off with Cam Scanner. This turns your cell phone into a mobile scanner. If you don't have it, get it. Period. This is great. You can put together documents, take documents apart, you know, whole 9 yards. It's everything with PDFs. Seriously, it's a free download. Get Cam Scanner, no doubt. ChatGPT, also free. You need to get ChatGPT. It is a cool thing. Like we don't do listing descriptions without ChatGPT anymore. It just makes doing so many things easy. So you go in there and like, it's all about how you put the prompts in. Like you tell it things like, say this, you know, I want a video or a blog post about this subject, this many words, spoken in the voice of Mickey Mouse. You know, it sounds like Mickey Mouse, that kind of stuff. You want to be like, for a realtor, for someone buying a home, that kind of thing. Like these are different contents, you know, 10 tips on how to prepare your home for a successful sale. We always do our property descriptions for property listings. You know, we'll say, I need a 400-word property description for the house located at this address. I want to focus on these 5 things. Enter, and it just spits it out for you. It is crazy convenient, super easy to use. If you don't have it, go get it.
Shoebox. Is that the one you talked about at the real estate boot camp?
No, but this just turns paper into data. So if you have a bunch of shoebox of receipts, you send it to them and they turn into whatever platform you want. They can do business cards, they can do anything out there. That's just if you need to send a bunch of information over. Because, you know, Expensify is one of those things that I really do like. So many agents don't have an accountant. And what Expensify is 2 things. On one hand, it is the platform where you can start tracking your expenses to keep those things together. But they also partner with local accountants that can put your taxes together at the end of the year. So this helps you to keep track of all your expenses. And then at the end of the year, they can tie you in with an accountant that can help you get all the right discounts that you're wanting to make.
Open Home Pro is my favorite.
Yep.
Okay, so if you're doing open houses and you don't want to use a sign-in sheet, because everybody knows what the downfall of using a sign-in sheet is, right? They write down the wrong phone number or a fake number or name. You can't read their handwriting, so you waste your time getting their lead. So how many people type in the wrong number when they're typing in their phone number or typing in their email address? Almost none. Except you, right? So this captures the contact information and it automatically puts it into your CRM, which you're gonna need it to do, right? So this is ideal and it is free.
Yeah.
So
Does that link to any CRM or is it specific?
you have to link it most, but you have to link it to yours. But one thing that you can use, and I haven't explored using it a lot, but I hear that you can do a Zapier integration to make most programs work with your CRM.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, Keeplease.
Keeplease works with your specific brokerage. If your brokerage is signed up with Keeplease. So we here at Maximum One, all of our agents are already signed up because the brokerage signed up. This is how you get an agent from your brokerage to go and do a favor for you for pay. It's like Shoami, but it's brokerage specific.
Well, that's the thing is it helps busy agents partner with agents that aren't so busy. So if I need someone to go on a listing, I mean, to go open a house for me, I can get somebody to open a house for me and coming. As opposed to me actually having to go, and I can pay them $40-50 to open the door to a showing, that kind of stuff. They can do the same thing down here, back and forth. You can get people to open houses for you. You can even get people to be runners for you. Like
Pick up a sign.
Put up a sign, put a lockbox in the yard, that kind of stuff. And so Key Please works with inside your brokerage, and Show Amy is just for everybody.
Pay through the app too.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, you pay all the way through there. Popple. Love me some Popple. But now it could also be Blink, Mobilio, Link. And what this is that they're digital business card.
Yep.
I can just touch this to your phone. And now you've got my contact information in your phone. Because if I give you my business card, where's that business card going when you get to the car? Yeah, and then eventually trash, right? Yeah, business cards get thrown away, and so if you want, so I want to give you my contact information, all I do is touch this to the back of your phone, automatically puts me in your contact list. And all these do it as well. Some have, they have ones that are made for your cell phones, key rings, and there's also QR codes. Some are just exactly QR codes. Which one do you have?
This is the QR code, but if I touch the whole thing to the back of your phone, it reads the NFC chip in your phone. The beauty of Popple is that it asks them for their contact information first before it gives them yours, which is how you collect their information. So a lot of times when you give out a business card, you're not getting any information back. When you do it this way, it prompts them to give you their information first. Hi Hello is a good one as well. Blink, Mobilio, Link, they all have their own quirks about them. What I like about Popple is that it prompts them first, so I get their information.
All right, Knowledge-In. So Knowledge-In is it is a service that will write your property listing descriptions for you. It's not free, but they do a phenomenal job. I know agents that will spend 3-4 hours trying to write a property listing description, and Knowledge-In automatically does it and optimizes it for keywords in the whole 9 yards. LandGlide.
I think I just downloaded that.
So LandGlide is for those folks who deal in land mainly, but you can download LandGlide, you can walk anywhere with it, open up the app, and it will show you where on the GIS mapping that you stand. So you can say, you know, the corner is roughly right here and that kind of stuff. So you can actually, it will actually show where you sit versus the GIS mapping. It's not 100% close, but it's pretty, it's within a few steps.
There's
Pretty
like
close.
property markers too.
Yeah.
I gotta talk to Ken for 5 minutes. Somebody.
All right, Track XI. This is a deal tracker kind of thing. And so this is for agents, teams, and transaction coordinators. This is for people who do a lot of transactions. But if you're doing a lot of transactions and you're feeling overwhelmed about managing all those transactions together, this is mainly used by high-performing agents, high-performing teams kind of thing. But it's just there to kind of keep everything organized. And so once you start getting busy, so many agents try and juggle doing, like the way that you did one contract or 2 or 3 contracts is different when you're doing 7 or 8 kind of thing at one time. And even from 1 to 3 is very, very different. So stuff like this can really, this can help you to kind of grow your business and scale it up. Acadium. Acadium is basically, as college students, they have the knowledge, but they ain't got no experience. And with Acadium, it runs you about $1,000 a quarter, so roughly $300 a month, $330 a month, and then you get a /assistant / apprentice that's going to come in. And so we had some folks using them for social media and those kind of things to help that out. It's just a way for college students to get experience in the field of what they're trying to do. So whether you need marketing help or social media help or those kind of things, we do have some folks utilizing Acadium right now. Lucia is for business to business. With Lucia, I can go in and pull up a list of who are all the decision makers in a company along with their contact information. So if I'm looking for, primarily this is going to be used in commercial real estate, but if I'm trying to find, who owns this property or who is, which company is this and who's the real estate departments and that kind of stuff, you can get a lot of that information through Lucia. Bubble Level, pretty simple, but like you ever walk into a house and you're like, this doesn't feel right. So it's free. You can download it and just set the phone down and it will show you whether the property is level or not. You have levels built into your phones already. So, super easy.
You gotta like write a certain way, like you would with a regular level, or just set it.
Yeah,
in.
yeah, I mean, well, there's different ones. I mean, like, they're really not that big a deal. So here, I'll show you. Bubble level. Okay. So. Like, I can put it this way, I can do it this way, it don't matter. No, it acts just like a level. Kimi. So, you ever lose your keys? Like with Kimi, it helps because you take a picture of both sides of your key. And then you can go down to any of the Kimi kiosks and they'll print it off for you immediately. We do this with our listings. Because it never fails, so that buyer's agent comes and opens up the lockbox and then drops it in that itty bitty little crack in the front porch, and now it's gone. And we keep copies of all of our listings listings keys in there as well, in case we have to go make an additional photo or additional key. Sometimes we do have sellers who's like, I don't have another key, and so I can just take a picture and get out and make it. Sync is a lead gen platform out there. It does lead generation. It's the built-in CRM, but the CRM isn't the powerful part of Sync. This is for agents that want lead gen, that all they have to do is pay someone to do it. Sync is the platform for that. It is very good on lead generation. Yes, you have to do the follow-up and the engagement, that kind of stuff, but as far as just like pay and set it up and then just follow up on leads, that's what Sync is there for. Street text. This is a Facebook as well as an Instagram ads generator. Runs about $300 a month, but if you want to run Facebook and Instagram ads, all you do is put in street text, decide what your budget is, and they will produce and create and automatically post the ads for you directly into Facebook as well as into Instagram. Runs about $300 a month for them to manage that whole piece. But if you're generating a lot of leads through there, the whole thing is that it takes the work out. Like we talked about on Monday, I can go in and decide what ad to do and decide this and decide that and do all that. With this, I pay them to do it and then I tell them what the budget is and then they just go. Handy written.
So, has anybody ever heard of Brian Buffini?
Yes.
The Brian Buffini Do Business by Referral program? This is the heart of his program, handwritten notes. But if you cannot handwrite 1,000 notes yourself, this is the program that you need. It writes your handwritten notes. They use computers and it looks like handwritten. It's in ink. It's on the paperwork that you want to send to the people, but it can do thousands of them. Now, if you can afford to pay for it, it's great.
$375, including the postage kind of thing. So it's not cheap. But if you were not going to hand it out anyway, I mean, you just need to send over a handwritten note. It can be really, really powerful.
And it's very impactful when somebody gets a handwritten note. Who doesn't open the birthday card first when they get the mail?
Yep.
Because it's in a different shape envelope, it's a different color, and it's handwritten, and you're like, oh, even if it's somebody that you're not really close to, or that you haven't talked to in a while, the fact that they thought enough of you to do a handwritten note, it sticks with it. Alan still has 2 on his desk that he just got.
Yeah.
So
Goes wrong. All right, Mark is going to be taking over because this week is the Georgia Association of Realtors Conference in downtown Atlanta, and I have to go be there. I'm a state director, so I have to be there.
Okay. I gotta get it back.
State director too. How about that?
State director married to a state director.
Yeah.
That's a power in that house.
That a cup of coffee will get you a cup of coffee.
Mm.
So, you know, Mark's gonna walk through you through the rest of it, and he's also gonna carry you through, and we already got everything laid out for the part afterwards kind of thing. But I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, but I gotta run. Don't screw it up.
Just so I know. Wait.
What?
Just so I know, at 12:30, everybody online is done.
If they want to be, you won't be done.
They can stay.
They can stay.
Hallelujah.
And then,
They
and
get
then
a
all you do
bonus.
is just hit
Okay.
in and then answer
Got
your
it.
questions. So,
All right, so you get a bonus if you stay after 12:30.
yeah.
You don't have to.
Your bonus is you get to listen to you. Thank you guys.
Any questions
Thank
about
you.
this part right here?
No.
Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Sendoutcards.com. Let me tell you what I know about sendoutcards.com. Heartfelt card sent. Okay, same thing, similar like the Brian Buffini thing, Brian Buffini program. It's how you keep in touch with people. It's how you nurture your clients. Okay, this is if you have too many people in your database to do it yourself. You can spend the money on it or you can do it yourself. I do it myself. I'd rather it be in my scratchy handwriting. And the more often I do it, the better I get, and the less I have to do these, because then the people are calling me on the phone and I'm talking to them. Mypostcard.com, well, these are other postcard services. So the ones I've used, none of these, but I have used Pelican. And Wise Pelican, and I've used what is it? The Postcard Marketing Company. They make postcards, they will print them, address them, and mail them for you. If you don't want to do all the different pieces of it, you don't save enough money and time to make it worthwhile to do it yourself. You may as well pay them to do it. They do an excellent job. Most postcards run about 75 or 85 cents a piece, full color, both sides, and that includes the postage. You have to design it, but most of them have a design center built into their websites. Okay. RoomScan Pro. This is the one that we did, 3 apps with a touch phone. Okay. RoomScan Pro is to make a floor plan of a property. I don't know if that enhances your ability to sell a property or not. I've never used it. But if that's important to you, then if you think it's important to your clients, it's just another added feature that you would put into a listing. Propelio tools for the lead generating sources. We talked about Propelio 1 year. I have not used it yet myself. It's how you quickly define deeply discounted MLS properties. There aren't a lot of those. So this was a lot more useful before the crash and before COVID hit. But there's still things out there. They have a free trial, but you're not going to get much out of it until you use the paid version. CrystalKnows.com, the app that tells you anyone's personality. This is a digital version of the DISC profile. If you want to know somebody's personality, it asks questions and it predicts how that person's going to react to your conversation with them. You would absolutely want to know what somebody's personality is to know how to approach them. My wife calls it man speak, when she has to talk to me in a certain way for me to understand what's going on, as opposed to woman speak, which is more about feelings, is what she tells me, and man speak is more about meat and potatoes. I just want the facts. So if you want to be able to speak to people and for them to be able to receive what you're saying, you have to know how to talk to them. So you could use this this app, and it tells you anyone's personality. Premier Agent app. The Premier Agent app, the Zillow Premier Agent app. If you're a Zillow Premier Agent, of course you'd want to use this app. I don't use this, so I don't use anything that Zillow has.
I've used it, yeah. What's really nice about that app is if you do use it, you know, when you're connected, it does record a lot of those phone conversations. You know, we might be on there for 10 minutes and different thing. You can run back, you know, over the phone call, listen to it, and get like those little details you might have missed to add into the notes for your CRM.
So this one records the phone calls.
Yeah.
Okay. Lofty also records phone calls. If you have the dialer, it's a CRM that records the phone calls. KV Core does not record the phone calls. It just tells you that it is recorded. So it depends on which CRM you use. This is great that this app actually records it for you.
Do you have to let the customer know that they've been recorded?
I think they're already letting know, because like, so when you're connected on that app, there's already somebody from Zillow that kind of like directs them and vets them and says, you know, you're about to be connected, and it's already on a recorded line. And so once they pick up the phone, you'll hear, I'm connecting you with a new agent, and then that's when it'll start recording your voice. And I will say sometimes, you know, like if you're around folks and you don't want them to hear this out, you can mute it, you know, just like you would a phone call, and it's not going to pick any of that up on the recording, and you can step outside, unmute it, and continue your conversation.
Perfect. Same thing with your, like when you're on a Zoom call, you ever see how on the Zoom call it says this is being recorded or it's not? I only have one time that somebody was concerned about the Zoom call being recorded. I'm like, this is a training. Why would you be worried about it being recorded? I didn't understand that. But Broker Assist, 2 marketplace solutions. First, the passive income open house. Oh, okay. So this is for growing your referral business. we have a feature in KB Core that is like Broker Assist. So I'm a little more familiar with that than I am with Broker Assist. So I tell you more about it, but if you read the slide, you're gonna know more about it than I can tell you. Okay. So you tell me when you finish looking at the slide. Anybody have any questions about that particular one? But when, so for the people who are online, if you stay a little bit longer after the 12:30 part, you're gonna see some of the features that are in KB Core, and this part is in there. So you will see that if you stay, okay? Google your name or company. Google Alerts, go to Google, okay, put alerts in your browser. Has anybody Googled themselves? Like put in your name, first name, last name in real estate? Okay, did anybody appear on page 1? You did, and it was actually you?
Yep, on my Google business page.
Perfect. Okay, so the tricky thing, if you have a plain name and some other people with a plain name like mine are in real estate, those guys come up like I do, right? And mine's Mark with a C, Mark Brown Real Estate. But when I tell people my website is markbrownrealestate.com, they always spell it M-A-R-K. So if I don't give them a card, or if I don't text them or email them first, they get to that guy's website. So I've sent him a bunch of business, and he hadn't sent me a dime. But so be very careful about when you're Googling, the spelling's right. If you a lot of times you'll see that message that says, did you mean this person or that person? But if you are doing, if you're doing everything that you should be doing as far as your marketing goes, when people Google your first name, last name, and real estate, you actually are going to show up. That you increase your search engine optimization by utilizing your name, picture, contact information, and all of the same information grouped together. The more often that appears on the internet or on social media, the higher your ranking is going to be. Okay. And then with this, you enter something that you want to track, set the alerts, and it'll give you alerts anytime somebody's searching for that. Okay. Oh, so you need to touch the thing. Glad I found out how to fix that. Okay, industry specific technology. I changed all my passwords to incorrect, so whenever I forget, it will tell me your password is incorrect. I don't know what that means. So Riz Media, Alan talked about that one earlier. Inman, known for its award-winning journalism. Labcoat Agents started as, okay, labcoatagents.com. I'm a member of that. That's good for information that you need to do real estate transactions. If you run into some weird situation, almost everything that's ever happened, you'll see it with the real estate Labcoat Agents. Same thing with our real estate. Max One Rockstars is a Facebook group that you can join. And there's several Facebook groups that you can join. The good thing about it is you don't have to ask a broker. You can ask these guys and you'll get an answer that is pretty standard, but it's somebody has been through something that you've been through. So if you need guidance, that's where you'd find it. Breakthrough Broker. We get a lot of content to be able to post through Breakthrough Broker, and Keeping Current Matters is a wealth of information. You could use that for if you don't want to create your own post. Just subscribe to these companies, and you don't have to create content. You just pick one and post it. Bam, bam. Yes.
I actually follow them on Facebook, Keeping Current Matters, and that's really nice because you could just share all that stuff because it's free information as well.
Free, formatted beautifully, and he has a lot of experience with it. Yes. Did you get your picture? Yep, she did. Okay, good. Geek Estate, Tom Ferry. Here's my man, Brian Buffini. We follow a lot of things that he does. All of these cost money. And I told you guys I'm habitually frugal. I don't not spend money, but I don't spend money on anything that I can already get for free somewhere else. Tom Ferry sends out lots of free stuff, but it's always attached to it is a call to action to buy his coaching. Brian Buffini, same thing, gives out lots of good information, but it's attached to, hey, you need a coach. So all of them are selling something. What I do is I utilize all the free things that they give. They don't mind you ripping off and duplicating because they gave it to you for free. You'll get lots of good tips from them. Lighter side of real estate. That's to keep it light, keep it fun, because our business is already tough enough as it is. On my Facebook page, they call me the king of the dad jokes because I find a dad joke and it's kind of humorous to me, so I post it on Facebook. I usually post 3 or 4 a week. I get a lot of people commenting on it or interacting with it, or they'll send me one back and forth. So the lighter side of real estate is really cool too, just to kind of lighten things up and not make it always be buy a house, buy a house, buy a house. Okay. Find something cool that resonates with you though. CRMs. Ooh, here it is. This is my favorite thing. Who in here, I'm sorry, I don't remember what the answer was on Monday. Who in here does not have or use a CRM at all? But you have one. You
I
just don't
have
use it.
one, I haven't used it.
You have one? Which one do you have? You have KB Core, you don't use it yet.
I use Sphere.
Sphere. I hadn't heard of that one. Is it good?
So it is one of the cheaper options, and the reason I do use it, I would say, is it is like a basic CRM that just like does follow-ups of your transaction. I didn't see anything special marketing, but if you're gonna go send something out like a mass email, you could do those in there and then keep those people who want daily reminders, but you can't do it in the CRM. You have to go out of your way to still take that extra step to go in that other database and do that too.
Okay. So the CRM is basically how you keep up with your people. So if you have, you might be a person who can keep up with 100 friends. When are their birthdays? What are their things that they like? Where are they going? What are their kids doing? You might be able to keep up with that if you have 100 friends. But if you have more than 100 friends, or if you miss something because you tried to keep up with it in your mind, computers can keep up with this stuff automatically, and that's what the CRM does. Okay, we're gonna look over specifically KB Core, but all of them work pretty much the same. Some have more bells and whistles than the others. Some are very, very basic. What I always recommend to people is start small, learn that really well, add one feature, add another feature. When it comes to the smart plans, add them one at a time to see how they actually interact and work, and then add another one. I added a smart plan one time to everybody in my database without reading all the way through it. And one of the steps of it was, thank you for doing business with me last year. It was my first year. And none of the people had done business with me. And I got 60 emails and calls back saying, hey, something's wrong with your marketing people, or did you really send this to the right person? So please don't just turn everything on because you think that's the right idea. Read through it, make sure it's right, make sure it's phrased right. But we'll go into smart plans and see how they are. 70% of the sellers and 60% of buyers come from referrals from past clients. I understand people want to buy leads, but why in the world would you want to buy leads and talk to people you don't know before you talk to everybody you do know? The 3 things that people have to do, you have to do to get someone to transact business with you is know you, like you, trust you. Everybody in your sphere knows you and likes you well enough for you to have their phone number, right? Now you have to make them trust that you can sell real estate. So that's one thing that you have to do versus somebody brand new. You have to do 3 things to get them to transact business. And we'll talk about it later, but you don't really want to do business with the people you know directly. You want the 3 people that they know to do business with you. So that's 3 times the business just because you know that person. We'll talk about that because that's what all right, basics of a good CRM, be more than a contact manager. It's got to handle email. It's got to be easy to import. The preloaded campaigns, again, be careful about turning those on. It has to be accessible online, it has to be a good value. You want it to be affordable while you're learning it, right? It shouldn't be super expensive and then you run out of money. They all should have a mobile app and really good social, good support. Social media integration, that's pretty much a standard. I haven't seen any of them that don't integrate with the big 3 social media platforms. But you want it to be easy integration as well. So we use KB Core. We started with Chime when I got here. There are several agents in our brokerage that use Top Producer. I don't see Lions Desk on here, but Lions Desk is another one. Salesforce is a big one. if you've used any of these, you know what the advantages of them are. We started with Total Expert, which was totally free. But it's the most basic. It's just like a digital address book. But the most important thing is the one that you're gonna use is the one that you should use, right? Again, Total Expert was the one we started with. It was completely free. I think it was provided to us by our lender that we had at the time. It does have lead capture, but again, it's very, very basic. Georgia MLS and FMLS, they have their own versions of a CRM. But the disadvantage to Georgia MLS and FMLS is you can't see what it is your clients are doing. When they're searching for properties, you can't really tell that they're searching for properties. You can't tell that they opened a property and looked at it 3 times. If they're in your CRM, which has a search engine in it, it's gonna tell you, hey, Bob looked at this property 3 times. If somebody looks at a property 3 times, are they interested in it? Are they about ready to buy if they're looking at something 3 times? Yeah. Okay, so if your CRM is telling you that, that's the beauty and the advantage of it right there, is that it's helping you know whether it's time to reach out to them again. Yes.
How do you have a CRM tracking somebody? What's that work?
Ooh, girl, I'm gonna show you just a little bit. When they sign up, when they sign up in your CRM, when they're in your CRM, you give them access to search in the CRM. So the CRM tracks what they do.
Also, that's if they search through your app.
Yeah, you always want them searching in your app, inside your website. And your CRM is gonna give you that. It's gonna attach their name to your website. And that's where they do their searching. So you're tracking that. LoopNet and CoStar are more for commercial, Realist Tax. I use this to get tax information. I don't use it as it's more of an information database for me. It's not really to use as a CRM. CRS Power Tools is where you're gonna get tax information on a property. You can find out who the owner is. You can find out what the taxes have been they been in foreclosure. You can get mortgage data. Market Trends, the FMLS tool gives agent access to dashboards and interactive charts. Remind has 2 functions. It has a CRM and a database side, and it has a document side. The document side is where you sign and do contracts, but you can go in and pick a whole neighborhood in Remind and get all of the owners' names, if they're owner occupants or if they're absentee owners. It has a lot of their contact information in there as well. Sometimes it'll have their email and their phone number, so you can reach out to them directly and say, hey, do you want to sell your house? It'll tell you how long the mortgage is. They can tell you the approximate amount left on the mortgage. It also has a feature that tells you the possibility that they would be likely to sell. It tells you how high the possibility is that they'd be likely to sell. So you can search and you can use all of those filters and only reach out to the people who are most likely to sell. Yes.
So it shows like how much is left on their home. Does it also show like if they have a second mortgage on there as well?
Sometimes second mortgage does not show up, but most of the time it does, but sometimes it does not. RE Technology is a Georgia MLS and FMLS tool also. Find, I don't use Find very often because it doesn't give you as much information as some of these other search tools do. FMLS has the down payment resource. Alan talked about that the other day. You can get your own link to put on your website. The Cubicasa is really cool. If you want to create the floor plans, it's free. You can create a floor plan for free using your phone. You go in, you take the pictures, and it's cool for doing listings, or if your client wants to know the floor plan of the house that they just went in and looked at, you could do it while you're there and then send it to them. Cloud CMA, I don't use the Cloud Streams, but Cloud CMA I use all the time for a quick CMA, but I always follow it up with RPR and Zillow. And then if all those numbers are all over the place, then I go in and I do a manual CMA in FMLS or Georgia MLS. Don't just use one tool when you're doing the CMA. Really, really important, because you want to get multiple ideas of what that property is really like so your client you can be the most informed when you're talking to your client. And Property Panorama is a free tool with FMLS. It takes a minute once you put in a listing in FMLS for the Property Panorama to generate. But once it does, it's great. And then you can use that link for that and put it on your social media. Showing Time. Everybody familiar with Showing Time? Anybody not familiar with Showing Time? So some of the cool things about Showing Time that you may not have thought about is setting up a tour. If you're gonna see multiple houses, you're gonna wanna set up your tour, and it gives you the smart map to go to those 5 houses in the most energy efficient way. You can also save information, your client's information in there. You can send them the tour. So instead of having to tell them where you're going next, you can email them the tour. You can also make offers through Showing Time now, which is something new. Make an offer directly through Showing Time without having to jump out and go into something else to do it. It's kind of interesting. Super is how we get in the lock boxes. Everybody knows that. If you're an agent and you're going to show your houses, you got to have a super key. Make sure you use your agent website that Georgia MLS gives you. Okay, let me back up. Yes, you want to have your websites set up, because when people go to look for you, they're only gonna look in 2 or 3 places, right? If you tell me, if I meet you at a restaurant and I say, hey, I'm a real estate agent, and I give you my card, and then you say, oh, well, I'm gonna check him out on Zillow, and my Zillow profile doesn't have a picture. It doesn't have my contact information, but it does have my name. You're not sure if it's me or not, right? So you say, well, let me just look on realtor.com. Same thing. You might look a 3rd place, but unlikely that you will look a 3rd place. Well, what you'll say is, he isn't for real. That isn't really that guy. I'm gonna use somebody else. So the only reason you really set those websites up is so that when people see you, when they go there to search, it validates you in their eyes. Where they looked, you're actually set up, okay? Connect MLS is replacing Paragon in Georgia MLS. It is replacing it completely. By May 1st, it is gonna be dead. Paragon will be dead. So you have to learn how to use Connect MLS. They have the classes. I've looked at it. It has everything that Paragon has. It's just, once you get used to using something for a long time, it's hard to switch over, but I've done everything I needed to do in there, and it's really good. Yeah.
I never used Paragon.
You started with Connect MLS, and it's not hard at all. It does everything. They say it's a more robust version of Paragon. And Paragon worked fine. Ditto is how, when you're doing a listing, Ditto is how you copy a listing from one MLS to the other, so you don't have to re-enter all that information. What we found is if you enter the property in FMLS and use Ditto to copy it to Georgia MLS, you'll have fewer edits that you have to do, okay? But since all the information is going to be the same, FMLS and Georgia MLS has about 100 or 110 blanks that are different from one to the other. But if you do put it in FMLS, use Ditto to copy it to Georgia MLS, it works a lot better. ListTrack is really cool. It allows you, the one feature I use on ListTrack that I think is really good is it allows you to see where the views of your listing are coming from. So I have a listing over in downtown Conyers, 8.92 acres for $229,000 in downtown Conyers. I get a chance to see where the views of that property are coming from. So it shows you a little heat map. Most of the views have come from New York, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., and then a bunch here in Atlanta. But I get to see everywhere it's being viewed from. So it's good information for you to have when your clients are saying, when you have a listing and your clients are saying, well, are we getting any views? It tells you the number, it tells you how many, when they came in, where they're coming from. So it's just good information to have when you're talking to your listing and to see what the how well your property is being marketed, right? Dotloop is a signing system. Anybody use Dotloop? I hate Dotloop, right? Dotloop works fine. I mean, you know, Transaction Desk and DocuSign work fine. It just depends on what you're most comfortable with and accustomed to, and what your brokerage uses. Does anybody else's brokerage use Dotloop? Who uses DocuSign and Transaction Desk? Okay, so whoever you use is who you want to get comfortable with. They're all very similar. I've had some people say that they couldn't sign something we had in Transaction Desk. Could we send it over in Dotloop, or could they send it to me through Dotloop? I said, no, I'll send you a PDF and you can go through the trouble of doing it by hand if you want to, but we use this. If that's what you want, that's what you're going to get. Transaction Desk and DocuSign. Your company's gonna have a back office system. We use paperless pipeline. If you're comfortable with paperless pipeline, it's kind of where you keep all of your. I tell people this, transaction desk is where you work on your files and you send things out for signature. Paperless pipeline is like turning in a report for a grade in school. You don't put it in paperless pipeline until the broker needs to see it. And when they need to see it, it needs to be perfect because you can get fined for your documents being wrong or being late. But that's where you send it to your broker for approval, okay? Remind Docs, we talked about that, transaction desk, gsccca.org. Only thing I've ever gone on there to do is to find a deed. There's other features of GSCCA, but I've only ever gone on there to verify that the deed is in the name of the person I'm talking to who wants to sell the house. And you don't want to print directly from there. I think you take a screenshot. You have to pay for that, but you take a screenshot, a snip, and then send it and do what you have to do. But your brokerage should have an account that you can sign in through there. Agent websites. Everybody knows we need an agent website, right? So if you have a CRM, they have a website in there that you should use. Mine has a very strange name and it's very hard for me to give that to people. It's a lot easier for people to remember markbrownrealestate.com than it is mark.max1pro. whatever that the thing is. So I recommend that if you have a website, you go to GoDaddy or one of the other sites where you can purchase a domain name, and then you point that domain name to your actual website so that, tell me your first name again. So if I wanted to go WalterSellsWarnerRobbins.com and it would point it to your website, I would purchase the domain name WalterSellsWarnerRobbins.com and then point that website to my actual website. So that it's easier for them to remember that because you give them your card. It's harder for them to remember the Max One Pro, all of that, okay? So make it something simple. I recommend when you buy your domain name, has everybody in here have their own domain name? Pretty much, anybody not have it, that's easier. Okay, so what's your first name?
Shanika.
ShanikaSellsATL.com, ShanikaSellsHomes.com, HomesByShanika.com. Something simple, easy, hard to misspell. Mark Brown Real Estate, Mark M-A-R-K, that guy gets a lot of business. M-A-R-C, they have to hand them a card to make sure. So I don't want it to be hard, easy for them to misspell. I want it to be hard for them to misspell, something having to do with real estate and not too long. Okay, don't make it too crazy long, okay? Let's see. Website decisions, agent image. If you are selling a lot of rural land, farms, things like that. Oh, it's 12:45. You guys online, if you want to stay, you can. If you want to go, you can. Thank you for joining us. We're gonna roll through this last little bit here, and then we're gonna work on CRMs. So if you want to stay, please do. But if you don't, thank you for coming. So if you're selling a lot of rural land, are you gonna have a luxury homes website?
No.
It should match what you kind of do, you know? If you are selling luxury homes, should the photos of you in your on your website be of you in a jogging suit or shorts or at a picnic? Not really. So make sure that everything matches up. That, you know, your brand is what people get, and their brand is what you have to exude all the time. I do a lot with investors. So usually when you see me come to a class, right? We've been to classes together before. When I come to a class, I'm usually wearing a jogging suit, some dirty shoes, because I'm climbing under a house or through a dirty house. And I don't want to mess up my clothes doing that. When I'm teaching, I look a little bit better. But for the most part, your brand is you, and you have to exude that all the time. So make sure that your website has a good agent image. Are you going to use one that's pay or free? You can spend money to have somebody design one if you're not good at it, or if the one that comes basically with your CRM doesn't look that good. You could do that if you want to. You can do the IDX, you can do blogs. Make sure that your website is set up for lead capture. That's the whole purpose of your website. Lead capture is the main thing that you want to do. It has to integrate with your CRM. I don't use AI chatbots yet, but I have somebody working on my website to incorporate that, because I don't want to miss being able to connect with a lead. You gotta have an updated profile on all of these, okay, so. Is it for you to interact with them directly on that? No, I just gave you the answer to it earlier. It is so that when they go there to look, you show up the same all across all platforms, all right? Buyers and sellers, yeah, they're doing research on you. Why the big deal? 63% of online home buyers said if a real estate agent has excellent reviews, they're most likely to contact that agent. Alan told us earlier that we should keep our reviews here. Google My Business. Facebook and Zillow are a good place for it, Zillow as well. I found that people aren't as willing to give you a Zillow review as they are a Facebook review or Google My Business review. And they make it really easy. They give you a form that you say, hey, or this is how you send it out to request a review from your people. Very rarely will they do that. But if the Google My Business, if I ask them to do a Google My Business review, they're like, sure, I'll do that. When's the best time to get a review from somebody?
While you're still working.
While you're working with them? At the closing, ask them 3 times, but at the closing, before the final signing of everything comes down, say, you know, while we're here, we're at the finish line, you're happy, I'm happy. Do you mind doing a review for me? Because, you know, my business grows by referrals and you're happy today. I'm happy. We got everything done.